Hello, Internet. I'm Angela. Wiggle my camera for a second. Welcome to Shenanigoons, the Book of Fables. Chapter 28? Holy shit. How are you
That's a
all
thing.
doing, players?
Terrified of Heather?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but we didn't air that, so no one knows.
Aroused.
Except for us, which is
Aroused is where I am right
Scare
now.
roused. Yeah. Mark McGonagall
Scare
scared
roused.
and horny.
Jesus. So, everybody, hope you all are doing quite well. We are continuing our story this evening. As the title of our chapter indicates, we're going pumpkin hunting. So, just a real quick reminder, we're part of the Nerdsmith Network. We're here every Tuesday night, and you can find out more about us at nerdsmith.org, or you can support us at patreon.com/nerdsmith. We just updated one of our bonus contents, new version of the World of Vale, where this game takes place. You can find some more updated stuff there. A couple of new geography pieces and a little bit of some more new locations. Not for this game. We're still discovering this game. But we'll be adding some more stuff soon. Some more maps from Incarnate, because I've been going buck wild, including some that might be coming up on the show. So you'll get some cool maps soon. All right, so we are, as I said, part of the Nerdsmith Network, but the only other reason that we are here with the lights on and the gremlins safely behind their scratching post is because of some really amazing... She knew she was being talked about.
She looked directly over the second you said gremlin. She's like, yes.
We are here thanks to some really incredible sponsors. First of which is Eldritch Foundry. Eldritch Foundry is a really great fantasy miniature designer. You can get digital and physical 3D printed versions of your custom characters. You should definitely check them out. If you click on the link that we put in chat, it directly supports us here with any purchases that you make using that link. So go ahead and take a look. Try to make some really pretty, really kick-ass, or really goofy fantasy miniatures and print them out. Share them with us. We'd love to see them. We are also sponsored by World ANVIL, the most robust campaign management software and anti-cat bell ringing system. No, is that not a thing they do? No. Campaign management and world building software. You can find their community is incredible. They're constantly updating with new features. It is so incredible. In fact, as even a fantasy builder, that I know that there are several people that are using it for actual historical records, for like school projects and stuff, to actually like keep track. It's got timelines and calendars and maps, articles that you can link to other articles, and all sorts of really kick-ass customization options if you decide to become a guild member. Very affordable monthly or very flexible payment options to become a guild member as well, and you're supporting a really incredible community built by a fabulous, small, dedicated team of creators. So please check out World Anvil and light up the forge. Finally, we are sponsored by Die Hard Dice, and as with every time we talk about Die Hard Dice, we have a monthly featured item we want to talk about. And Tessa,
Yes.
what is our item today?
This month's featured item is the Dire D20 multi-class in Champion, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deep blue and metal die. It is quite hefty, very chunky. I would say that this is definitely the die you want to get if you want to murder your table. And if you love multi-classing or different color combinations, the multi-class dice are very unique in the fact that they can be split apart, as there are a variety of different colors, so you can swap, mix, and match to your heart's content the different styles, colors, whatever you desire. I saw one earlier today, actually, that was posted on Twitter that was a combination of the set designed by Critical Bard and the Golden Sun set, which was amazing. And I apologize, apparently I'm very quiet for the audience, so I'm gonna fix that real quick by turning my gain up, and hopefully that helps. Let me know if that is better, Mouse. So yes, I would highly recommend getting a set of the multi-class dice, as they are gorgeous, and as someone who enjoys options, this is a good one. So you can get your own set by going to dieharddice.com and using the code Nerdsmith-May for 10% off your order. Thank you, and back to you, Angela.
Remembering to unmute myself so I don't accidentally talk for an extended period of time again without being audible. Thanks, Tessa. All right, so finally, as we are, and I totally forgot to say this, we are Shenanigoons, the Book of Fables, the kindest sort of fairy tale story where you contribute to the chaos. There are multiple ways that you can contribute to the chaos. You have lots of options to tip the show, to either tip the scales in your favorite player's favor or to cause a bit of mayhem in the middle of the game. Not that we totally don't have a problem with that. So with a $5 donation, you can support the party with adding a D20 roll to their party pool. That is a pool of opportunity to re-roll any D20s during the game. They can stack them. They can roll a bunch of them at once. Just as long as there are dice in the pool. So please help continue to fill the pool so that they can continue trying to succeed despite their best efforts.
7.
Currently have 7 rerolls. Okay, we'll see how many you have at the end of tonight.
Now I'm scared of you and Heather.
Okay, Chris, your turn now. You're it. Now you have to scare Kyle. We'll just wait till we get in character. So, $10 tip for the show allows you to cause a spin of the Wheel of Causality. The Wheel of Causality is a random table, or is a random magical effect wheel that causes in and out of game nonsense. Some of it is very whose line is it anyway, some things that the players have to do from then on for the rest of the session, or things that happen to the characters. We have everything from the characters have had to switch character sheets before combat. We've had flumps multiple times. Flumps have been conjured, which we have nixed the flump entry for a little bit so that we have some variety. And there are also some other things that will be very fun someday to have on our show. But at the $15 sorry.
Oh boy.
It did. Laura, thank you so much. We have free rolls for everyone, including the DM. So we have $25 worth of re-rolls. So I will keep one. I will keep a re-roll. I'll note that I have a re-roll. But Kyle, you make note that you guys got a bunch of re-rolls now too.
Woohoo!
You each got one, so you have 4 more.
Yay!
Also, hi Laura. Thank you.
Thank you.
Re-roll for me. It is written. It is done. Thank you for tonight. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna keep scaring Kyle. Finally, $25, you can create an NPC for the players to encounter. You send me some info in your comment on your tip with names, pronouns, a brief description, something fun about them or why they're there, and I will incorporate them into the session. Last week we had Keith, the little human little human boy who thought he was a goblin and could only say, "My name is Keith." And he ended up becoming kind of pivotal to Paru's personal journey. That happens sometimes if the inspiration strikes. And recurring characters that were created by the audience include Nickit and Toshi, the two Tabaxis. The two Tabaxi teenagers, they're younger than that, but the twins, and they are part of the group.
And Puddles.
And Puddles, Harlan's imaginary duck from when he was 6, and nobody has seen him. And yeah. Okay.
I've seen him. He's real.
You've seen him, of course. Harlan has seen him many a time. Nobody else has. We also, at $50, DM Ex Machina. You can choose one of the players, and they will get 1 minute of DM powers during the session. Yeah. It can be fun. All right, so that's what you have to contribute to the chaos. Let's do a real quick recap of what happened so we can get into the action. Last week, you all made a startling discovery that, well, you approached the startling discovery. Oliette, in fact, despite not really having much living relatives besides her uncle Ebb back in the Clockwork City, Chronogram 2, Oliette discovered that people were looking for her family in the refugee camp. Specifically, her grandfather was looking for her mother and her grandmother. Long since passed, the two of them. But Oliette was able to meet him. Took a little while for her to come clean about it being her. But they had a bit of a conversation. They, I think, bonded a little. And there's this little bit of this understanding that they're not necessarily alone out here in the wide world. Her grandfather did not know that she existed and did not know that Uncle Ebb existed, his son. So he's coming to terms with that. He has a son and a granddaughter, and he's very excited about it.
Thank you for our donation of 4 more rerolls for the players.
Okay. Well, let me tell
wow.
you something now,
Thank
you
you.
guys. I don't feel bad at all about what's gonna happen tonight. Now, y'all got 8 extra rerolls tonight. Okay.
I'm
Uh-oh.
scared.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
That brings us to 15.
We love
I
you
think-
guys, but I am now nervous.
Now I'm
Uh-huh.
afraid.
I'm like, how do I nerf the thing I'm gonna? Oh, maybe I won't.
How dare you?
It's doing great.
I don't like it.
All right. So, finally, so you guys spent a little time at the Minotaur farm where Oliette's grandfather lives with his husband, his new spouse, his second spouse. And while you were on your way there, Paru encountered Keith, the little human goblin.
I had only had Keith for 1 session, but if anything happened to him, I would plane shift
Uh-huh.
everybody in this entire stream and then myself.
Thank you for the threat. Keith, created courtesy of Mouse in chat, Anonymous. Keith revealed a couple of things to Paru despite his lack of vocabulary. It turns out he too is a Nakosta. Like Paru is. He looks human, but he's not. Just like Paru looks like a goblin, but she's not. And they had a couple of really intriguing quirks in common. And he showed that he had actually drawn her before ever meeting her. He'd had visions of her coming. And after doing a little bit of Nakosta divination, kind of understood what she was looking for. She was looking to connect with the Baba Yaga, who he himself had not, but he knew, he didn't really indicate quite what was going on, but he at least indicated that his perfect, beautiful blue ribbon pumpkin, you could get more of those a little further east in the island. And Paru has taken that to mean that is perhaps the next step in her journey to kind of understanding her background and her future, her destiny as a descendant of the Baba Yaga. Uh-huh. And Harland and Oliette were gross and adorable. That was the other thing. Anyway, so
And they're official now.
And they're official.
The
Oh
ship
my
sailed.
gosh. Oh my god.
The good
It's getting
ship
real.
Brussels sprouts.
I just hope it doesn't.
Oh
It's not like
my
the last season of Moonstruck, because like, or wait, no, not Moonstruck. What movie was that? No, show with it. Never mind. I lost the reference. I'm done.
Well, here we are.
I can't run them
Moonlighting?
all. Thank you.
Are you
Well,
talking about the
Bruce
one
Willis?
with Bruce
Yeah,
Willis?
that
Moonlighting,
one,
yeah.
Thank you. Moonlighting. Yeah.
I've never
It had a
seen
moon in it. I knew that. I'm done.
Who was it? It was Bruce Willis and Candace something, I think.
Candace Burgess.
Bergeron?
Candace Bergen.
Isn't that, no,
I don't
that's
remember.
Tom Bergeron. Candace.
Anyway, it wasn't Murphy. Was it Murphy? It wasn't Murphy Brown.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that Candace.
Okay. It's fine. Doesn't matter. It's really not important in the grand scheme.
But it's gonna bug me now.
Now it's gonna bother me.
Go.
Sybil Shepherd.
Wow.
Sybil Shepherd. There you
It
go.
started
Good
with a
job.
C. I was close.
Okay. Anyway, we are gonna continue.
Alrighty.
So you spend. It's up to you guys how long you spend at the farm. You, Oliette, get an opportunity to kind of talk to your grandfather. I say your grandfather so many times because my brain just completely lost him.
Arcor.
Arcor, thank you. Arcor Derrett, and he introduces you to his Minotaur family, but for the most part, you two kind of scarper off a little bit and talk. He tells you about his wife Zahala and your mother Histara, at least what he knew of her when she was still very, very young. And you tell him about Uncle Eb, and he gets to know the kind of man his son grew up to be, and he asks about you. He wants to know all about you and what. Obviously, you can choose whether you tell him everything about what we're doing here. We were sucked into a book when we were children.
I'll
That
probably
was only a
skip
few months
all
ago or a
that.
few weeks ago.
Skip
Yeah,
all
I'm actually only this old technically, but I'm like
Technically,
way
I'm
older
like
because
12, but
yeah. He was a little surprised by the age, but he wasn't really asking questions. Again, weird stuff.
we'll figure it out later.
And so you have these nice little conversations over the course of maybe the next day or so. Harland, you are not right at home, but you definitely feel like big, burly farmer folk that cause a little bit of havoc. You get it.
I think that he'd be like outpaced a little bit because like Harland is not a strong boy. He's just a big
not.
boy.
Oh.
So I think that the Minotaurs would actually be like teaching him a thing or two.
Oh yeah, like these guys like caber toss all the time and shit. Like that's just what they do. And yes, I am bringing more Scottish flair without Scottish accents.
you can't blame
into
us.
the-
Right.
What? When I think strong people, I just think caber tossing. They're just throwing logs, man. That's just a thing. You're throwing a tree? Okay.
Them
Eat
small
that
people,
tree.
y'all.
Weird flex, but okay. Anyway, so
Literally, it's a weird flex.
so the day goes on. And eventually Paru gets a little itchy. Oh,
After-
check out that pumpkin patch.
Well, I mean, I'm very excited about the idea that the Goodberry bush is ready,
Oh,
good and ready
yes.
to go for this winery that I
That's
am now
true,
a part
you-
owner of.
You own the tree.
I own the tree.
They're gonna talk about. You'll talk about. How about this? Tessa and I will discuss the finer points of her agreement with Linnaeus Fearless Fury, the Minotaur who owns the land, Arcor's husband, the very finely dressed Black Minotaur fellow.
Yes.
And so, with Paru having planted and completely ripened the Goodberry tree, you can choose to like take some good berries off it. That's up to you. They won't last for more than 24 hours, but you can have a couple in your pocket if you need.
It's not a bad
And
idea.
yeah, so that's totally up to you. You just let me know if you grab a few. And we are and so Paru, do you like kind of poke people and like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, we should get going.
So yeah, let's do the thing. I want to go see these pumpkins in this pumpkin patch because clearly it's going to be fantastic. And if the Baba Yaga is telling us we should go somewhere, we should totally do it. I'm so excited. I wonder if they're
I'm
Baba
down.
Yaga enchanted pumpkins. How would that even work? I don't know, but I'm excited about it.
Do the pumpkins have hair that they can, you know, tell the future by?
Well, I imagine they would use their leaves or their vines. I mean, and I guess if the pumpkin sits out in the field long enough, eventually it grows hair that they could use.
So we are operating under the assumption that the pumpkins are sentient. Am I understanding correctly?
I am unsure why she's doing that because the pumpkin that
I don't
Keith
think
was
the pumpkins
carrying-
are sentient. I just think that
Okay.
it was the sign from the Baba Yaga to go to the pumpkin patch.
Haru likes to talk to plants in general, so
That's
it
fair.
might not be
That's actually
that
This
fair.
is true.
strange.
So this is like in the morning on the next day or whatever, right?
Yes.
Or 2 days or however.
Yeah, say
Okay.
it's a couple days. You guys hung
Okay.
out for a while. You took your rest.
Okay. Well, oh, can we say that over the last couple of nights I've been performing at the bar?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead
Dollars
and
for
give
the
me a
road.
Yeah, go ahead and
Right.
give me a performance check. See how you did for the last
Okay.
couple nights.
Do you want me to
Yeah,
roll
Nando-
performance twice, one for each night, or do you want me to just roll one?
No, just
as
do
overall?
one and we'll
Okay.
do an average.
Okay. Performance.
Remember, we have rerolls.
That's true.
If
True.
it's that important
I'm gonna use
to
all
you.
15 rerolls on this performance check. 14. Wait, no. Oh, 21.
21.
14 plus 7.
Where did I just drop my... Oh, well, I'll do it again. I dropped my D10. That's okay. What? Okay, there. Another 9 gold for those 2 nights. 9 total.
Ooh,
I'll take it.
All right.
she's in the money.
More than anyone else.
Yeah.
True facts.
We just haven't needed much money. And when we're out in the middle of nowhere, Beza just goes and hunts, so you guys don't go hungry.
Harlan's more on the barter system.
So is Oliet.
And
That's how
Beza.
we- yeah.
Wow.
Haru's just a
funny.
free... Haru and Valine are just freeloaders. It's fine.
Oh, I thought you were saying the bard system. I thought that was a
That's actually really good. Sorry.
Paru is not a freeloader. Paru is the one that heals and nurtures and cares and
Mhm.
brings you back from the dead when things are going wrong, or
FO.
keeps you from dying when you're choking on seawater.
True. That's very true.
That is
Yeah.
not.
Fair.
It's not freeloading if like you're nice to look at, right? You still bring something to the table, even if
Good
you do
to,
nothing.
good to know. Good to know.
And
Valine
let's-
appreciates the equivocation or the addendum there. Oliet.
let's
Even
be
if you're good
perfectly
looking and
honest.
you do
We can
nothing,
both be
it's fine.
beautiful and useless together, Valine. I'm not
There
worried
you
about
go.
it.
There you go. Yes,
Ca-
Harlan. Yes,
Well,
Kat.
cat sitting is a full-time job.
It really
so-
is.
Mm,
That is
absolutely.
the other little.
That's true.
That is the other little detail
Valine is
from the
our au
last.
pair.
He really is. Which is great because now he has 2 eyes.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hair joke. Okay,
Wow.
Okay.
anyway.
He has 2 hands again too.
Yes, he does. But there was no joke there. Well, there's a joke there, but I'm not making it. So anyway, you all start kind of. I mean, there's no reason to make this like a formal, like forever goodbye. I mean, you probably have to swing this way back if you're gonna go leave the island via boat anyway. So, but you say your farewells. There's Hoshi keeps asking you what a pumpkin is. Parth.
Okay,
He's never
Toshi,
seen one.
Toshi, they are
Yeah.
about, this big. They're a gourd. They're full of
What's a
seed.
gourd?
It's like a fruit that grows on the ground. It's got a bunch of seeds on the inside, and it's a bunch of stringy, awesome, meaty tastiness that is very good.
It's a vegetable.
Yeah. But it's kind of sweet.
Aren't pumpkins the ones you can make into pies?
Yes, you can make them into pies and bread and cupcakes and muffins and strudel,
Okay.
and
We can go. We can go see the pumpkins.
And you can carve them into fun shapes. Stick candles on the inside of them.
Okay.
And you can throw the guts at people. So there's also that.
I think it's like that's really the only thing worth it.
Tuck made one once that looked like it was throwing up its own guts. It was great.
Oh.
That tracks.
Oh yeah. So, you all. Is there anything you say goodbye to specifically? I mean, Aliette, your grandfather Arcor does make sure to see you all to the edge of the property. And he just kind of smiles calmly and says, "Well, I do hope you are not a stranger. I mean, well, do you think you will be back before you depart the island?"
I mean, I don't know. I'll come back if I can. But the thing about this group is that, regardless of where we set out, we always end up somewhere else. So it's hard to
Understood.
gauge preemptively.
Well, I will be hopeful and cautiously optimistic.
But at some point, if it's not now, then later, I will come back.
If things change, if anything substantial changes, I would very much like to see you and perhaps see Ebzek. If you think he would leave.
He's just
the
gonna
bookshop.
die. He is just gonna die. Not
Oh.
literally.
I am very much, yes.
I think he could get Jacqueline to run the shop for him.
Oh yeah, she
We-
seemed real
she's fine.
capable.
She's great. She's
That's probably true, and she'd probably do it for him for no reward. She seemed to
she's
like
getting
him.
a reward. She's after a reward. I'm just gonna.
You're saying Ebzek isn't a reward? Are you saying Ebzek isn't a prize?
No, I'm
Aliette, that
saying
your
she's
uncle is a-
getting her
is of a
reward.
man?
She is getting her reward.
Very
Just being
presumptuous
considered
of you.
is an honor.
Uh-huh.
Jacqueline.
It's
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, first of all.
Jacqueline.
Second of all. This is so unearned. Can I just say that? This ire is so unearned.
really unearned. I thought Jacqueline was really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. No, she's real nice. She's real sweet. It's great.
So bitter.
I have no opinion because I didn't really have a chance to interact with her.
So bitter, and I'm adoring it. It's so good. So anyway, you say your goodbyes to Ebzek. He doesn't really understand this confusion, and he probably wouldn't have a problem with his son having a girlfriend or even just someone looking to talk to him sometimes.
Right.
And you start heading out. Haru, do you try to find Keith again?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because she would want to tell him that she's going to go find the pumpkins.
Well, you don't find him again.
Yeah, but I figured. Do you want to find him? Well, that's too bad.
Do you want to find him? Well, you don't.
Just checking to see how committed you are to like talking to him. That's all, for future reference.
You didn't even roll a die. You couldn't have
No.
even pretended.
Nope.
So you all start heading out, and the hills around the orchards are really picturesque. Until you hit a point. Well, I mean, they're still picturesque, but not as finely kept as you start following the road with the map that you have of the island. Everything is growing furiously. There are roads, but you do see things kind of starting to grow in and creep in on the roadway. Grass is really long. What would probably be a smattering of trees are full-scale dense forests. There's even points where if you take a break after a little while, as I had described to Paru earlier, you can hear things growing. It's constant. It's very everything just wants to grow here. Mythgar is clearly touched by some sort of wild natural magics, which I'm sure Paru is absolutely delighted about. And it takes you I mean, Paru only got like an idea of where this is. So you're kind of guessing a little bit. And it takes several hours before you find anything even remotely resembling what was described. You're marking the map as you go. Well, Villain is passive-aggressively marking the map as you go. Huh, nothing here. Better mark that on the map. Nothing. And... I'm all set without any special visions for Stag. I'm like, good.
But, I mean, you kind of always have special visions now.
Is that a comment on just getting to see all your shining faces?
Well,
Is
no,
is that what you're talking?
because you got a magical eyeball.
Oh,
so
that's
it's-
only when it's dark.
You could learn how to take a compliment.
I'll work on that.
Will you though? Because you never have before.
Villain, you are incredibly
I'll work on that
smart and talented and very pleasing to look at. See? I've given you some compliments. Now you have to take them.
I mean, you're all right.
All right. I'll take it down a notch. Just overwhelmed with all of the affection.
Sorry,
I mean,
I'll
we
work
could
on
pile
that.
more on.
But he is kind of smirking. You're getting the sense like he's lightening up a little bit. It's taken a while, but he's getting there. So, several hours pass. Eventually, you start hitting what seems like swampy, like banyan forest. The kind of what you saw in the map or the image that he was kind of giving to you. And you don't see pumpkins yet, but you do see some attempt to live here. The canopy is thicker. You start actually getting into a proper forest. And there's like a waterway. Swampy. And you do eventually see a couple of people on it, just sort of like stick in the water, pushing little boats. One of them is loaded with what looks like a mix of, there's one pile that's a lot of these really tropical flowers, these really big flowers, in all sorts of like oranges and reds and yellow colors. And then the other half of the boat is full of some kind of tuber. It's hard to tell. It almost looks a little bit like a yucca, like a yucca plant.
Mhm.
I don't know which way to describe it. I say it both ways. So long tuber kind of vegetables. So it just looks like maybe a farmer traveling, and they're going back the way you came from. They're leaving the Banyan area to go down, theoretically back towards the town of Heathen's church. My brain took a second. The second one you find, there is a human man with pale skin, his kind of ruddy auburn hair pulled back in a ponytail, and he's pushing a boat as well, full of pumpkins.
Oh, hello. Pyro starts waving.
Hi.
Those look like amazing pumpkins. Do you have a farm nearby?
Thank you. Yes. Well, it's not my farm, but I work there.
Could you point us in the direction? We have been looking for some good pumpkins.
Oh, okay. Sure. There, you can go, keep following the river back where I came.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Thank you.
Makes sense. It is worth noting that I would have eaten my special brownie while we were walking.
And you are thoroughly
Chillin'.
unconcerned with this.
Chillin'.
You're like, who cares?
Fuck a pumpkin.
Fuck the pumpkins.
No, JK.
So yeah, he kind of, you just go down that way, and yeah, just tell him that Ander sent you.
Thank you,
yesterday.
Ander.
You're welcome. Just starts.
Just that slow, awkward, like
Mm-hmm.
drifting out of frame.
Yep.
Well, that was incredibly helpful, and now we know a way to go.
Great.
Paru, I gotta say that, you know, if you just compliment a man's pumpkins like that, he's liable to take it a different way than you expected.
Is
Really?
pumpkins a euphemism for something that I didn't know?
If it's a euphemism, you gotta get that looked at.
I have a concern.
So she like tugs Harlan's shirt, like, come down here, because she can't get up. So are you saying that I should compliment Verlaine's pumpkins?
Mm-mm.
And that is a good plan, or is that a bad plan?
You know, I have to give you the same advice that I recently got, is that if you're feeling a certain way, you should just tell them. Don't mince words about it, because I tried to use all sorts of metaphors and simulacrums, and it did not go as planned. So just come out. Just don't beat around the bush.
Don't use metaphors. Don't beat around
Got
the
it.
bush.
Got it. Thank you, Harlan. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah.
This was advice given in confidence, quietly.
Mm-hmm.
And no,
So-
pumpkins ain't a thing. I was trying to make a joke, and it was just a real bad joke. I can't win them all.
Sorry, I'm not good with the whole, like... My only person is... Wow. Chat, wow.
Wow.
So I shouldn't read chat and talk at the same
You really
time.
shouldn't. You really shouldn't try to start a conversation.
I mean...
Oh my god.
Fuck. Alright, well, I will, God damn it, I am not good at conversations, Harlan, but I'll try. Thank you. Communicating with Sniffs was very different than, like, communicating with people who talk. Telling Sniffs how I felt about him was just, like, hey, let's hang out, and it just kind of, like, happened through osmosis.
Let's hang out.
Well, I mean, you know, you could always just like, I don't know how that works. You could just concentrate real hard and try to, you know, like, you know, like make it, like, get it, you know, transmit it, across the between the two of you. You could try to do it the
Holland,
same
are
way.
you all right? We could stop if you need to go behind a bush.
That one over there looks nice and groomed.
I don't regret this this travel chat, this walk and talk at all. It's great. Great. Good stuff. Good stuff.
That was delightful.
I killed Kyle.
You killed Jinx.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so as you all are talking,
I was trying to make the joke, but I couldn't get there, so thank you, Heather.
Oliette, you notice that that Verlaine is walking with Nickit. Toshi kind of ahead. He's looking on the side of the road for rocks and is just like chucking them when he finds good ones. But yeah, they seem like they're just kind of like quietly chatting. Just about like let me think what they're about. Elaine probably talking, like telling stories to Nickit about like stuff that they've done. Like you notice a lot of it's probably book stories. And yeah, so and Nickit will ask questions and Elaine just kind of like fills in the blanks, like, oh well, so just once in a while he'll say something like, yeah, well, like the kidney is like really soft. That kind of shit. But most of it is just he's got his little like butterfly knife and he like lets Nickit goof off with it and she drops it a couple times and then he's like, no, you gotta do that. And they're just bonding. It's cute.
If I see Harland and Paru talking, I'll probably fall into step with Verlaine and Nickit and just listen to the stories. And
Yeah.
correct all the obvious.
All the embellishments he's
misconceptions.
making.
Yeah.
Sure. And Nickit's a little like, I don't know, she a little incredulous about some of the stories. To which you would probably have to be like, no, totally. No, that happened. There was a giant fucking crow.
This bitchy spider.
She was
terrible
a raven,
friends.
not a crow.
Oh my
There's
god.
a big difference.
No. And Valaine's just like, oh my god, I almost forgot about her. Like I like blocked her out of my brain. And now I'm just like irrationally angry now.
She's like C-listed.
Good.
Like
Good.
bench warmer at best.
What bench?
We're just gonna keep walking.
Oh, well, Nickit, so you know how in the chronograms there's gonna be like, I assume there's gonna be like bosses that like tell people what to do, and sometimes it's like crime stuff, they tell them what to do, and like that kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, like Oliette, back in the book, Oliette was like one of those. Maybe not crime. I don't want to judge. Not crime, but stuff.
Crime's an ugly word.
I disagree.
We just
Crime
get
is a
things
great
done.
word. And
She likes to call it effectiveness, not crime.
She had a lot of effective projects.
You can usually judge the effectiveness of what you're doing based on how much it makes other people cry.
Oh.
The more they cry, the better you are at your job.
that is objectively untrue, but I guess it is one way of looking at things.
Us?
Try not to make people cry.
Not objective.
Well,
Toshi,
effective.
Toshi cries all the time, though. Not usually because of me.
Well, okay.
No,
Let me.
don't.
Here's the only caveat. If there's somebody that you care about, there's like a loophole. You don't have to make that particular person cry.
But
It's all
everybody
the other
else.
people you don't care about. Exactly.
Okay. Oh, this is terrible. This is a terrible idea to let you talk to them.
This is why I'm
Fine.
not very effective, apparently. I don't like making people cry.
There's nothing wrong with that, Sure Stack.
I just stab things.
That makes
Also
them cry.
very effective.
I guess it does. I never
They
really
usually don't
thought
live
about
long
it.
enough to cry.
I mean, that's true.
Does crying blood count as crying?
I mean, that's creative. I will give you that. That is creative.
Valen's just like, well, fuck, I never thought of it that way.
It is technically tears. It's coming out of their eyes, I guess.
Learning from kids. Who'd have thunk?
Paru and
Listen,
Harlan
we
are
grew
just
up
like
on
have
Supergirl.
horrified looks on their
Trying so hard.
The well-adjusted
Not.
pair like, the fuck is happening?
I wouldn't necessarily say Baze is not well adjusted. She's just like, I fight things.
This is true.
Make no argument.
Yeah.
So you continue to make your way down the bayou towards the towards where you assume is the farm. And you've been traveling for a while. It is probably evening, getting close to evening at this point. And you all find yourselves looking out at a area of marsh. It's not quite swamp anymore, but you catch a little glimpse of orange.
Pumpkin.
There's a farmhouse. You see a couple of very large trees with a lot of overgrown ground cover, a lot of long grass that has started almost like vining up the trees. Haru, you realize as you're getting closer that you saw that orange, those little dots of orange, way sooner than you would have thought for pumpkins. By the time you guys start getting a little closer, you see how big they are.
Oh
These pumpkins. Some of these pumpkins,
my god.
some of them are the size that you saw. Some of the size, like the size that Keith had, reasonable pumpkins. The ones you told Toshi, they're about this big. Some of these are like almost as tall as Oliette. Like big fuck all pumpkins. And they're all beautiful. Same gorgeous pumpkins as Keith had.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
I could make one of these things into a house.
These are fantastic. So, Toshi, these are huge pumpkins. They're amazing. Look at how big they are. It's fantastic.
Yeah. She's just.
Think of how many pies we can make out of one of those.
At that, he starts to calm down a little bit. That's so much pie.
Right?
That's so much pie. He says that at least 4 more times as you get closer, and yeah. So you see on the front facade of the building, a little bit before building, you see it is Mammon Pumpkin Farms.
Okay, I am afraid just as Tessa is afraid now. Yeah.
Wait, did you say mammon?
Yeah, she did.
Man.
Uh-huh.
M-A-M-A-N.
That's not terrifying at all.
Mammal.
Mama.
Mama's Pumpkin Farm.
Mammon.
It's Mama's Pumpkin Farm.
Yep.
Okay. Do we see anybody out here, or just the sign and these?
You just see
giant
the sign
pumpkins?
and the giant field of pumpkins. You see there is a you see there's actually some farm animals. You see a bunch of chickens running around. One of them is on top of one of the big pumpkins. And there is a little wooden fence around this pumpkin patch. It's not huge. Maybe like 90 feet, 100 feet by 100 feet pumpkin patch. Not that big. So it doesn't actually have that many pumpkins in it.
I bet the fence is to keep the pumpkins from running away.
Why would the pumpkins run away?
You see a chicken pecking at one of the pumpkins.
Friend! Haru starts running towards the chicken.
Oh my god. You just fucking runs away.
Button, go! Find a friend! Break!
You're pretty sure that he's not going. You're pretty sure you just sicked him on that chicken.
All these chickens about to die.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's not what I meant! Be nice to the chicken! God damn it.
Like he. Okay. That's gonna be the differentiation there.
Amazing.
Sure thing. So you go to the you see him. You see him running. Oh no.
Oh no.
And you start heading to the building. Well, Haru might not.
Haru is pumpkining. And chickening. Because that's more entertaining to people.
Well, Haru, you see as you get closer to a chicken. Give me an animal handling check first of all.
Yes. 18.
18. All right. Yeah, sure. Okay. So you see you actually managed to get close to one. You're like, "Hey, buddy." It's really pretty. It's like a salt and pepper chicken. It's like black and gray. Got like flecks all over it. And as you get closer to him, and the chicken lets you get near it.
I'm gonna pet the chicken very carefully. She tries to pet the chicken.
Sure. So you get close to the chicken, you can pet it. It lets it pet you. Or it lets you pet it rather. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just my brain.
Real friendly farm.
Uh-huh. And you see that there's a ribbon on the chicken's neck.
Like the ribbon that was on the pumpkin.
Well, this one has a name tag on it.
Oh, I look at the name tag.
This chicken's name is Nugget.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. You are the best chicken ever. And I love you. She picks Nugget up and keeps petting him as she walks.
Okay.
Back to the group. Guys, I met a friend. Their name is Nugget. And she holds out the chicken.
You know
That's a
where
bit
that chicken's
macabre.
been.
It had a name tag.
Pretty sure that chicken's been on a pumpkin.
It's cute.
You were such a good chicken nugget. You were such
Am
a
I
good
supposed to
chicken
make
nugget.
it into nuggets?
No. Shh.
No.
She's not gonna make you into nuggets. No.
I mean, they might though. They might make you into
feed
nuggets.
Nugget.
Oh yeah, I feed Nugget.
As you feed Nugget, the chickens catch wise.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
They start swarming. There's food.
Nope.
And you see a couple more chickens, just a few more. There's a bright red one named
Chickens!
Tender.
Oh my
Stop!
god!
There's like a soft chocolate brown one named General So.
Need a piccata, please.
What?
A piccata, please.
There's an omelet.
Oh my lord.
Wow.
And There's also Kung Pao.
Okay, well,
I love all
someone's
of
not
you.
very well for your friends.
You are all my children now. She starts
Y'all.
petting them.
I think we've been surrounded.
I'm airborne. I would have definitely lifted off a good couple.
Just
I'm not.
floating over
This
them.
is not.
Good.
No.
Good.
Mm-mm.
Paru was
yeah, as
delighted.
you do that,
She's like, yes.
as you do that, one of the chickens catches flight, like a few feet up.
I will resist every urge in my body to not kick this chicken in the face because Paru's standing right there. But that is my instinct. I've chosen violence today. I'm high as hell and this chicken's chasing me into the air. No.
You see as Toshi jumps into the air and goes, like grabs it as it kind of attacks you. It doesn't really attack you, it just got startled when you took flight. It's like, I can do it too.
Watch this!
Toshi's holding on to it like,
Yeah, you just pet them. They're so sweet. Oh, they're so soft. Paru was like, I am the chicken whisperer. It's that Elmo. You guys know that gif of Elmo with the flames just burning? That is Paru's mindset right now. Just, I am the chicken
incredible. So good.
Except the flames are chicken feathers.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
So, you,
Tessa loves chickens just as much as Paru does, by the way.
Oh,
They're
that's
amazing.
good. That's
and sweet.
good stuff. And you hear a voice calling out from the barn or from the farmhouse. Well, goodness gracious, you seem to get along with them really well.
Hi, your chickens are adorable. Sorry, that
See
is
a little,
voice for a different character that just popped in.
Yeah, you did that like mimic thing that happens when you hear a real strong accent. Yeah, and you turn and you see there is a thin dwarven fellow there, a little scrawny, but full beard, long beard, lots of little braids in it, and wooden beads in it instead of gold.
Cool. These
Well, hi
chickens
there.
are delightful.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm a big fan of them. They're my farmhand Anders. They're not mine, but we keep them here.
Oh, we saw Anders on the river on the way here.
Yeah, Ander Lander. He's a good guy. Good kid.
Anda Landa.
Mhm.
Is there an advice column? That is a joke
Of-
for
of-
Of the High Hill Landers. You know, big family there.
Oh, yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Ander Lander. Chicken pander.
Do you own this here pumpkin patch?
I do. My name's Manfred Mammon. That's all right. I've been drinking.
that is all right.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, I assume. I don't know how to tell time.
Your pumpkins are amazing, and I love them. And your chickens. I mean, the whole farm setup is very good. Sorry.
Oh, thank you kindly. I really appreciate that.
I know it's kind of probably alarming to find strangers in your farm. I got excited about chickens. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. They're sweet little ones. I mean, they like to eat the they like to eat the pumpkins, but I can't really fault them for that. They're pretty tasty. The pumpkins, I mean, vegetarian myself.
Do they stay tasty when they get so big?
Oh yeah. I mean, everything on this island has to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow.
What do you do with the gigantic ones? I mean...
Make a lot of pie.
Can you live in them?
Well, there's some kids from down the road like to pretend that they do. And he turns and you see that one of the pumpkins, one of the big ones, a little outside the fence had been what looks to be carved into a carriage. And there's another one next There's another one next to it. Or rather, there's a pumpkin on top of it. Looks like it would have been like the carriage driver that has a sad face and just seeds coming out. It's the yeah. He's not doing well. He's just not having a good time. Yeah, they think that's real funny. I mean, it is. It's pretty funny. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I mean, but are they
But,
ruining your livelihood by doing that?
No, it's okay. That one was half rotted anyway. So they just took the carve down. They made all the seeds. Made a pretty penny on those.
Oh, there you go.
Pulled them all out, and then we roasted them. They're real good.
Oh, no sense crying over spilt pumpkin guts, I guess.
Uh,
I'm Paro.
Paro.
This is gonna sound really strange. I kind of had not necessarily a vision, but a friend had a vision and told me to come. Told me that I should come here.
You got a friend with pumpkin vision.
Kinda.
How's that work?
They had a really cool pumpkin, and we both kind of had a sensory experience involving.
Listen, I don't know you that much. That's a lot of
Prophecy?
information you're sharing with me right now.
You know.
Not that kind of experience. He's a child.
Just kind of like. Oh, so you looking?
Keith told me to come here.
Heath. Okay. Sure thing. So you looking for pumpkin?
Yes.
Okay. We can do that. We can get you pumpkin. We're kind of closed for the night though.
Yeah.
Then
I
we'll
didn't
sell
expect
after
it
dark, and it's
wasn't
gonna get
expecting it
dark pretty soon.
to take. I wasn't expecting it to take as long as it did to get here.
What do one of these giant pumpkins cost? Just out of curiosity.
Oh my, like a lot, like Angela didn't plan for how much a big pumpkin cost.
Oh no. Oh no. You better call Ander.
Oh no.
Yeah, how much pumpkin cost? No, so Mr. Mammon, he says, well, it's well, he walks over to the pumpkin and he's like, so stem's already still connected to the ground. I don't see any like brown parts on it. Pretty good. And he kind of knocks his knuckles against it. Kind of puts his ear up against the pumpkin like he's gonna hear something. Yeah, that's good. It has a good echo. Yeah.
What's it saying to you?
Buy more pumpkins. They all say that. You try one, you're never gonna want to stop. You're gonna want to come back and get yourself some more.
Well, that is delightful advertising and marketing.
Very good. Alright.
I was thinking more of a smaller pumpkin. So we're traveling around right now, so a giant one would be a little bit difficult.
Okay, yeah. Well, and he kind of looks at the sky. You see that the sun's going down a bit.
We can.
Well, why don't we?
We can.
Well, you know what? You made such a long trip. Why don't you come in? I'm making some soup. You can guess what kind, and you can.
Rutabaga, right?
Like rest. Yeah, you can come on in.
Mighty obliged.
Okay, great. Yeah. Just come on in. Just
Thank
come
you.
on. Yeah, come. And the kids are just like, wait, food, awesome, and
Chris.
and he kind of nudges them. Everybody, give me an insight check. This guy.
All right.
The stranger just saying, come on into my house. I've been drinking. It's cool.
And drinking.
Wow.
Let's be honest, we've done dumber things.
That's fair.
10, because I rolled a 4.
15! I actually rolled decent.
6.
My passive is a 16, if that helps.
Okay, actually it's a 17 with my insight bonus. Woo.
An 8.
8.
Yay!
Is it the highest? Is that what I'm hearing? Amazing. So you, Beza, I mean, honestly, this makes sense. I can justify this. Beza, this guy's like really rushing you inside. Like he's watching the sun a little bit, like anxious, like nervous. He's a little like scared.
Does something weird happen around here when the sun goes down? You look a little nervous.
Well, nothing to be too worried about. We just all get inside and it'll be fine.
That didn't actually answer my question.
But we
She's
should
still
head inside.
walking as she asks him this.
So you start walking in. You see that on the front lawn, he's got lawn imps. These little statues. One of them's like pouring water on top of another one's head. And there's one on the roof, a la a gargoyle, that's just like, rather than like the regal ancient like demon with water coming out, it just looks like it's throwing up. There's one that that's just straight up mooning you from the porch.
That's cute.
They're a bunch of little shitheads, basically, little lawn imps, statues, and
Love them.
and he walks around them, make sure he doesn't step on any of them because they're kind of tiny, and she's like, all right, come on inside.
Why do I
So
feel
yeah,
like these imps are
this-
gonna come to life after dark?
Well,
You
yeah, you know, you just do you say that out loud or do you say that to yourself, Tessa?
No, that is a internal Tessa comment. Paru, with a 10, notices nothing.
You know, Paru, I think your little brother would fit in right here.
Oh my god, right?
Shit. So yeah, you so Mr. Mammon, upon you bringing this up, Beza, he says, well, you know, kind of weird shit kind of happens around here when it gets a little late at night. Just about, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Like what?
Well, like you know, like a pumpkin. Like a pumpkin's a problem, and he doesn't really know how to describe what's happening. He's just
Right.
kind of nervous and like, well, just come inside. And he
Oh
seems
my god,
like
is
really
this Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, but it's the Killer Pumpkins?
Well, listen, it's fine. It's just one of those things where you know, you live on an enchanted island, and things happen, and you just live with it. And you sell the pumpkins because once they're off the vine and everything, they're fine. But then once in a while, there's kind of like pumpkin king. It's fine.
Sorry, what, Mr. Mammon? I'm so
There's
sorry.
a what?
Again? One more time?
The pumpkin king.
Oh, I'm so sorry. One more time. It's been a long day.
There's a pumpkin king.
A Pumpkin King?
Pumpkin King.
Is his name Jack?
No. It's
And you're not
Pumpkin.
the Pumpkin King.
I'm not the pumpkin. No.
You're not the Pumpkin.
No.
Does the
Does the
Pumpkin King
Pumpkin
call
King have-
himself the Pumpkin?
Well, he didn't call himself anything. He just goes, "Run." Why don't we all get inside? It'll be great. Just stay inside and it'll be fine.
Charles the Pumpkin King.
Okay.
Fifth of his name.
Okay, Mr. Mammon, this is fine.
So what exactly does the Pumpkin King do?
Aside from going rawr.
Well, that's like the big thing he does. He goes rawr. But other than that, he likes to stomp around, and and he sees you're still holding the chicken, and he grabbed one too, and you know, like eat the chickens. And
The pumpkin
He eats the chickens?
the chickens are all kind of filtering into the house.
So she's like calling him in as fast as she can. I may
Why
have,
did you name them after food if you don't want them to get eaten?
I may have
Oh,
made
I
a
didn't
mistake.
name him. I was Ander.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Boy, poor boy head thick as a tree trunk. He doesn't think about it.
So, does the Pumpkin King eat people if people are outside?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, okay. That does explain the hurry to get indoors.
That is the main reason why I wanted to insist that we went inside.
Now, how big is the Pumpkin King? Because you got some real big pumpkins out there. Compared to the size of the ones that we saw out there, you know, how big is the Pumpkin King?
He looks at you. Kind of pushes a chair over. Can you stand on this for me?
Oh, sure. And Harlan climbs up.
Buck ton taller than that.
Okay.
Amazing.
All
Mr.
right.
Namath, do you often accommodate guests that you don't know on your farm?
Well, you're
You
not a
just
giant
have people coming around?
pumpkin, so you're gonna be better than that.
Okay.
That is a fair point.
But anyway, and as he's talking, you see him like latching the windows shut and like locking them, like
Okay, so
scooting the chickens into like a little pen so that they don't wander around. And
No.
then
How big is this building? How big is this? Is it like a farmhouse or it's like a?
It's a one-story farmhouse. So he's running around. Looks like maybe there's one bedroom, maybe 1.5. Andrew stays on the farm.
Okay.
But yeah, so you just kind of live. You know, this is where you're born. You got, you inherit a cursed farm from your pappy. You live with it.
wait,
And
cursed?
you just make it work. Well, that's the assumption. We made a pretty big assumption, but like, Pumpkin, seemed like a pretty educated guess.
Considered hiring an exterminator or having someone come deal with this situation for you?
Oh, you know somebody?
That deals with curses? Oh, no.
Oh, we tried hiring people.
How much were you going to pay them?
Well, we never really got to that part of it.
How much would you
Why
be
is that?
willing to pay someone?
Well,
Well, wait, I want to know why he didn't
I
get
mean,
to
to
the paying part.
to start as many pumpkins as you can carry, you can just take pumpkins. That's fine. But like, we were talking about maybe like, I don't know, get him a horse and a wagon. It was more barter system than coin here.
Oh.
So you mentioned that when they're off the vine, that they're not an issue anymore. Why don't you cut the big ones off the
Well, you
vine?
gotta make a livelihood. You gotta let them grow. Oh, those take as much as the small ones to grow. They grow quick. Don't really have much of a rhyme or reason to how big they get on the vine. They just get big.
So, where's the biggest pumpkin on your property?
And is that the one that turns into the Pumpkin King, or does he just like walk on? The pumpkins
It's kinda
turn
weird.
in, or does he
Well,
appear?
Well, it kind of grows. Kind of grows from the pumpkins. It's not really like a thing. It's more like a spirit takes the pumpkins, starts making a mess or making
yeah,
ruckus.
If it's spirit, it
Oh,
So
does
the
sound
Pumpkin
like a
King is a
curse.
ghost.
I don't know.
It's a ghost who possesses the pumpkins.
I assume it's some sort of curse thing. I don't know how these things work. I'm a simple pumpkin farmer. I don't know much about this. I only inherited the farm like 6 months ago. So I don't really know much about this.
Paru is gonna
Yeah.
sit down with her braids
Okay.
and just
Yep.
think for a minute.
My family runs a ranch, and I gotta say that we had a couple of curses every once in a while. Always seemed to work out though. Yeah, we got a real bad snipe infestation one time, and
Oh yeah, those are those are pain in the butt.
they kept us up every night, and it was just you had to. A whole bunch of us went out snipe hunting. I didn't catch none, but my pa did.
Oh, your pa was real good at catching snipes?
Yeah, he was real good at those. He was real good at killing them barking spiders.
Oh, barking spiders. We only have
Yeah.
meowing spiders here.
Oh, like cats, like meowing
That
cats,
was a
like.
joke. That was you got a little bit of joke. You got to laugh to keep from crying.
All right. Well, I think we could.
Oh my god.
Quote for the evening: "You gotta laugh to keep from crying."
Killing barking tree spiders, amazing. Oh, that
So what
we
are
found
you?
those peep
What are
toads.
you?
Um,
Yeah.
uh,
So what are you doing?
Paru is going to cast augury with the intent of if we fight this Pumpkin King, how bad is this gonna go? And is this why you wanted to be here? And she cuts her braid. Oh, Moonlight Sonata. Always.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
You have never gotten this reading before from your augury. It is all bad.
Oh! Paru
How's
looks
it looking?
horrified. We, staying inside. It's a good plan.
I am like glued to whatever window or wherever I can see out because I need to see with my own eyes this fucking ghost pumpkin, like whoever the hell this is. I need to see.
Man, that's not a great idea. If it makes eye contact with you, it's gonna probably come for you.
My
You
God,
probably want to stay away from the windows.
It's an Enderman.
Oh, I was just thinking that. Oh, the sound.
Yeah, you gotta build a little you gotta build a little hut, and you gotta stab him from.
Yeah. You build a tree and then you go out and you.
Yeah, I didn't try. People tried kind of poking at it, but it just kind of it just ate them.
Yeah, wow.
How many people has this thing eaten?
Business model.
Bit more than you'd think, given that my business is still working.
Well, I mean, your
People
business
still
involves
come-
selling the ones off the vine, so I mean that
Yeah.
does make sense.
Well, yeah. Not every night, mind you. They're not here every night. The pumpkin. He comes around when it's full moon. It's full moon.
Is it a okay?
The Were Pumpkin King got it.
Of course.
Okay.
It's just
You,
Mr.
ma'am,
Mammoth.
ma'am, if you don't mind me closing this, I just gotta close this window here. I just gotta close the window. It he just locks it.
I'm like, I have druid spells that
Verlaine-
work on Were creatures real well, but does it work on Were pumpkins? I don't know.
Verlaine kind of wanders over to you, Oliette, and watches Verlaine just goes and pulls the knife out from his hand and just kind of like pries a little hole. The knife back in his hand.
So
I will try to kind of keep my gaze averted to ground level, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. In case it is Enderman rolls.
In case it's Enderman.
Yeah.
I will keep my eyes averted, but I need to see what this is.
Sure.
So if we don't
Um,
make eye contact, we're fine, is what you're saying.
Oh no, not at all. No. I just meant if it sees you seeing it, it's gonna come
Oh.
after you.
Okay.
But I mean,
Eye contact, very little to do with it.
So if it sees you, period, whether or not you perceive it is not an issue.
Oh, you just kinda, yeah.
Hmm.
Just kinda, stay low, stay quiet, that kind of thing.
I'm good
So
at
should
staying
we-
low.
should we turn off the lights, or is that
Same.
like? Is that
Harper's
like?
Harper's already
Paru's.
ahead of you. She just casts darkness.
Into the shadows.
Just went into a broom closet, closed the door.
I get it. I get it.
Bye.
See you in the morning.
What was the question? I'm sorry. What was the question, Harlan? About
Oh,
like
do we need to turn out the lights, or put blankets over the windows, or?
I mean that wouldn't hurt, but I mean the window closing does pretty much the most I do most days. Granted, I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more people, 7 more people than usual.
So, so as long as the windows, so as long as it doesn't see us, we should be okay.
Mm.
I just try to understand the rules here.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Should duck stay quiet?
No.
Most of the time.
That's good.
What duck?
Mr. Mammon is fucking Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost at this point. Like, what are we even doing anymore? What is happening?
I'm just, I'm just laying on the lighthearted before the pumpkin comes.
I love Mr. Mammon so much.
I'm being lighthearted before I kill you with whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
Whimsy. That's what I'm gonna do it with. Sure.
And vines.
Whimsy and vines. Kinky.
Oh boy.
Everybody, give me a perception check.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Paru was in the
Let's
closet.
see what yeah, Paru, you went into the broom closet. That's where the lights went out.
24.
20.
5.
For the chaos! For the chaos! $15 has been donated.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Thank you,
Uh-oh.
Autumn. Who's
Uh-oh.
rolling, Autumn?
Oh no.
You gotta tell us who's rolling.
Jinx apparently got a 12 on his perception check.
That's good. Good stuff. What would you get, Besa?
20.
Okay, anyone get better than 20?
I got a 24. Paru's
Oh,
real perceptive.
Well, you can't really do everyone roll. Tessa, sorry, Tessa. So Paru's rolling on the wheel. She went into the broom closet.
Mhm. All right, here we go.
Yeah. All right.
All right, roll that wheel.
Yep. Hold on. I'll get there.
Terrified. Terrified. I love you
So
too, Autumn.
Alrighty.
I
here
love
we
you too.
go. Spin the wheel.
Razzle dazzle.
Oh, you got razzle dazzle?
Yeah. Oh, what was it? What did yours come up with?
We got different ones. Well, I'll give you a choice then. You want razzle dazzle or do you want rhyme time?
Autumn can choose between the two because I have no idea.
Rhyme time or razzle dazzle, Autumn? Because unfortunately, apparently, we get different answers on our screens.
I'm trying to remember which one is which. It's not
I
working.
think you can guess. I think you can
Yeah.
guess.
God, yeah, I have no idea.
Now Mr. Cellophane is stuck in my head.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a song from the
I mean,
musical that
one is
everybody hates.
significantly less troublesome. Like, less of it. Okay,
Razzle dazzle. Okay.
Autumn was kinder. Rhyme time's a little harder.
Autumn was very
Um,
kind and generous. Thank you.
Razzle dazzle. Each scene from now until the end of session, you must include a quote from a non-Disney musical character or song.
If someone's gonna get this, Tess is a good option.
So, once per scene, you have to include it somewhere in Paru's dialogue.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Autumn.
Thank you, Autumn.
Definitely one of the less disruptive options.
I
for,
appreciate you.
for things.
Thank you for choosing Razzle Dazzle and not trying to kill me.
Oh no, Jinx, I'm so sorry. I don't have any special channel point things for the show yet. We'll talk about it. So, Paru, as you all are sort of hearing the story of this guy, what's to be had of you all when the Pum King arrives? You start hearing the wind pick up a little bit outside, like the roof is creaking a little bit, and the wind picks up, and you have trees that like the wind in the trees. And that sound you were hearing of the flora growing but like the trees slowly growing. You hear louder. You hear like just the steady creaking, cracking noise outside. Then eventually Beza hears it too.
Did you guys hear that sound? That beautiful sound? The sound that says I will never sleep well again.
It sounded a little bit like
Good job, Tessa.
when
Thank
the
you.
trees were growing outside, except a lot louder.
Yeah.
Or like after you've eaten too much food and you sit back in a wooden chair.
Right on schedule.
That happens to me anyway since I'm made out of stone.
Right on schedule. I am mulling over any horror stories or old wives' tales, anything I've come across in my time with the Queen of the Word. Just
go ahead.
thinking about what might be
Yeah.
helpful here.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna roll that now. We'll see what happens.
Sure, go for it.
Just whatever you do, don't go waving through a window.
You only have to do one per scene.
I don't care.
But you're gonna do.
I'll do as many as I
You're gonna-
can.
Oh yeah, sure, go for it. Just to make sure you get them.
Yeah, exactly. And now I have waving through a window stuck in my head. God damn it.
Mm-hmm. So you got your story you're thinking of? All right.
Yee.
So what do you all do? I mean, I will say this, Villain, so the twins, the Tabaxis, they're like quiet. Nick is just like Toshi's trying to look through a window and
What did I just say?
Would it? I'm gonna, in my head, should we, is there like a bedroom or like somewhere where we can ensure that they are not exposed and thusly targeted?
I mean, we could
just
ask.
hide in the attic or something.
Is there an attic?
Or like
Farmhouse, there's gotta be an attic.
or like a bathtub or a root cellar. A root cellar might be more safe.
It's a pumpkin monster, not a tornado, Harlan.
Well, it is a natural disaster.
Oh, okay.
That is fair. All right. That's...
Okay, well, Blaine, you know, you're the kitten whisperer, so
Oh my god.
how about you take care of that?
You can deny it all you want, but you know it's true.
Fine. Yeah, I'll watch the kids. Well, rather. I mean, you want me to just stay with them, or you want me to just get them somewhere?
I mean, you can pull your fair share. You're equipped, but the kids aren't. So
Okay, yeah.
they'll listen to you. Tell them to lay low.
All right. Hey, Nika, Toshi, come on. Just why don't we go? Mr. Mammon, is there a place we could like kind of lay low a bit? Oh yeah. You can do that. Yeah, come on.
So
Got my root beer cellar.
So what's your policy about fire in the pumpkin patch? You're just curious.
Well, the fence is made of wood, and the pumpkins are made of
Pumpkin.
pumpkin. So, you know, like, just don't set my house on fire.
Fair enough.
That'd be ideal. And you, Paro, you start hearing more noise, and there's a little bit of, like, X-Files UFO kind of light that kind of passes all the cracks in the windows. You hear more of that of vine or just natural creaking.
Right.
Do any of you look outside?
I want to so
I
bad.
want
but
to.
I know.
I'm right here. I mean, do we all hear this at this point?
Yes. You all hear it at this point. The wind is picking up, starting to kind of whistle a little bit.
I'll probably wait till the lights pass by.
Yeah, it was only a
And then
moment.
I'll peek. Yeah, then I'll peek.
All right, so as you look out, you see a writhing mass of vines on one corner of the pumpkin patch. It's hard to see, but just like this tangled briar of vine. And you start seeing a little like flicker, like a little lightning flicker. And eventually that grinding starts having another sound underneath it. As it's cracking.
So what did you see?
You know, a haunted pumpkin. There was a pumpkin thing. There's something out there. That is like becoming alive. It's in the process of becoming a monster, I think.
If we killed it while it was becoming a monster, did it stop it from becoming the monster?
It might just pick a new pumpkin.
No idea.
And he did seem pretty adamant about not cutting all of his pumpkins off the vines.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
He can grow more pumpkins.
That is true. But what? Well, that'd solve the problem for the night, but it might not solve the problem long term.
True.
Or if you wanna, I've got your back. But we got it. If you wanna, it's like now.
She looks
wanna
at
do
the
this?
hair from her braid. There is nothing good that is going to come from this.
Okay. Well, I mean, we also do have the option of just hiding out here all night.
What if we hidden the book?
I would have to ask for an invitation. It's
Give us a chance to maybe take some time to hone our skills a little bit before we come back, and then maybe save this poor man's pumpkin farm.
I think we should switch to internal monologue and dialogue from here on out. Just to
Belaine comes
keep it
back
lower.
in the room. What's going on? The kids are all and he kind of glances through the. It's fine. I'm using my eye patch.
Book's not a bad idea.
Book.
I will relay in my head Paru's plan.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but I mean, if we're back about real time, it gives us a chance to get a boost, as it were, a hand up, and then maybe it won't be all bad if we attempt.
What if we don't get back in time?
I mean, time is different there, though, so things pass a lot more quickly in the book than they do out here.
Every time we've
Sure.
gone back, it's only been seconds.
Okay,
Well,
I'll pull the
you don't
book
have
out.
to go.
Yeah, we don't have to.
No, you should stay with the kids.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
They need someone to keep them safe just in case things go bad.
Are we really doing this?
Do we have a choice? I mean, yes, we do, but
We need to talk to them soon anyway, before something else bad happens.
Okay.
Why? What's holding you up, Shug?
Every time that it's, okay. We'll try. I'll try. I'll pull the book out and, honestly, I'll probably head back to the room where the Nickit and Toshi are,
Belaine will
and
follow you.
have Lane hold the book for me because I don't want to leave it unattended. So hold this. I'll open it and turn to a page and just write. Urgent. Please bring us home.
That's it? That's all you write?
That's it for now. We'll see if she
Okay.
says anything.
What's the matter?
There's I'm as quickly as I can scribbling out a dire situation. Lives may be at risk. We need time.
We're not yet ready for Verlaine to join you.
Elaine's not coming.
It's a moment of pause. You hear more. Why are y'all writing in a book? I thought y'all gonna you gonna hide or something?
Hey, if
Can we bring Mr. Mammon?
if we just happen to disappear, Mr. Mammon, keep this book safe. Wait, does the book
That's
come
a
with
real
us?
weird
Or...
request. I don't know what you're talking about, but
It's
okay.
no
sure.
weirder than asking us to kill a pumpkin ghost,
That
sir.
is very fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah. All right. Well, oh, okay. And Verlaine's like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on. Yeah, if I disappear, then you can have it. And Elliot, you look back at the book page and you've seen already written on the page. We'll be done.
I will just close the book and back away from Verlaine a little bit. I don't know how it works. Is it proximity? I don't know. What are magnets? So I'm just gonna back up.
Thank you for that. And you all sit there and you hear the wind picking up. You hear the thumping and you hear a crash as and you hear Mr. Mammon go, "Oh, that be the fence."
Beza gives Beza gives Toshi. No, Nickit. Less likely to open shit that might do bad things, I think. She gives Nickit her backpack.
Okay.
And very quietly, all right, Nickit, so there's something in here that needs to stay safe, and it needs to not be opened, and I can't take it with me for a minute. We'll probably come back very, very quickly, but I need you to hold on to this. Don't let Toshi open it. And keep
Okay.
it safe, okay?
Yeah. You've never seen them look like anxious, and you all seem very anxious, and so they're kind of feeding off that.
You guys will be fine, but I can't take it with me where we're going for a minute, so it's gotta stay here.
Okay. She just kind of holds it.
Paru is going to give Button to Toshi. He'll keep you safe. You keep him safe, okay? He's also very good to pet if you're nervous.
He's warm.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. We'll be back very soon. She gives him a little kiss on the forehead. And she turns to Verlaine and she looks up at him and says, "You be safe. Be smart."
Well, it's gonna be a couple of minutes, right?
Seconds. We'll be back before you know it. But
That's what it usually is.
Just
Elaine.
in case.
Yeah. He's not really looking at you all yet, but go ahead, Paru.
Just in case. She looks over at Harlan for a second and takes a gulp and says,
My God.
"All I've ever known is how to hold my own, and now I just want to hold you." I love you, Angela. I love you.
Well, if there was ever an opportunity to confess how you feel, why not do it by
With
cribbing off
Hadestown.
of Hadestown? Yep.
Wow.
And Valen's just like,
You did this, Autumn. You did this. This is for you. We can talk later.
oh yeah?
And they're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I feel like Baze is
Tree-
just standing there like,
Tessa might have some regrets
so
and
he-
worry now. But
So
sorry,
so
Pardo
Valer
might have
wasn't
worry.
really making eye contact with you Oliet before. He's like trying to like focus on something, or at least not focus on something. But he's really not looking at you right now. He's processing like
Delightful. Yeah, that's totally. Yep. Paru might have some regrets. Tessa has no regrets after that.
Love it.
you know, he was trying really hard not to freak out or think about what you guys were about to do, which would make him think about Her Majesty of the Trade. Paru actually made it much easier for him to not
That
think
works.
about
I'm
that right now.
helping.
So you know what? She helped.
I'm
That's great.
helping.
Oliet, do you actually say anything?
Yeah, I will under my breath. I don't really want to. Mostly, I don't want to alarm the kittens, the kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whatever. I accept both.
if something happens, you have to run. If you feel like something's changing, you have to run, and we'll find you. But if you can't be trusted, you can't stay here. Yes.
And the book.
Yes. And we'll come find you.
He nods really quietly. Okay.
I do have a very small idea.
And you all get teleported.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
That was how we were going to save everyone's lives, but it's too late.
no! Oh no!
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Angela!
What do you say, Harlan? I can't. It was too mean. Go ahead.
If you gotta go outside, I was thinking, use one of the tiers. Paro, give him a tier. Like, it like restores whatever's supposed to grow natural, right?
Yeah,
What if
Yeah.
it just makes bigger pumpkin?
it might.
Well, then it can't be much worse than it already is. If you're already going outside when it's outside, then it's already gone to shit.
Paru, do you hand them a tear?
I do. I hand them a tear.
Okay, so Verlaine has a tear, and at that point, Harlan and Verlaine are arguing like, yeah, it could get worse. It could be a giant giant
oh,
pumpkin.
no.
And then you all get teleported at that point as the argument.
I just
happens.
saw Mouse's
yeah,
post
me
and I'm
too.
concerned.
Yeah.
Great.
What happened?
Cool. Hold on. Let me find out. No, nothing.
Nothing
happened. You're fine.
yet, apparently.
Oh God. We're sorry in advance.
Yeah.
It's not
yet.
yet.
Yeah.
So,
Delightful.
you all.
No me gusta.
Sorry again. We're gonna change things up a little bit. So. Oh, did I get it? Wait, no, that was the wrong one. I clicked. I should. No, not yet. All right. So as that argument's happening, the four of you feel that sensation of falling. The mist filling your vision, that sense of falling lasts for longer than it's felt like it has lasted before, or maybe it's just been a little while. And after a moment, you all kind of have that stumble sensation, like when you fall asleep and you feel like you're gonna like you're falling, and you sort of stumble in. And Olia, you are not in the throne room of Her Majesty of the Word. You are in the back of her study. It's dark and quiet. No, you all are.
Oh,
You
okay.
all
I was
are.
like, "Ugh."
No, you all are. It's dark and quiet, and there's fire roaring. And
Oh,
my
my god.
What?
okay.
You can only see like part of the text in the.
Yeah, I saw causality and I'm concerned.
All right, so I'm gonna make a.
That's amazing.
No, I know. I'm trying to make a decision right now.
Uh-oh.
Whether or not that happened before or after you were.
Oh god. The mess we leave behind.
Well, maybe. I mean, it mostly affects you.
Yeah.
You know what? We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna roll with it.
Oh wait,
Because
wait, wait.
whatever it is, it happens all session anyway.
While we were falling through the sky, baby, it's my call, baby, falling through the sky.
Thank you. Okay, yes, there we go. There you go.
There.
So here's what we're gonna. Okay, so sorry. Let me read what it said. And of course, this is from Alora. Anyone who knows Alora will know this. So hear me out. You say everyone can't roll, and I say challenge accepted. Wheel of causality for everyone.
Oh, shit.
Have fun. Love the chaos gremlins. Blaine, Mouse, and Alora.
Oh my God.
All right.
This is unprecedented.
This really is.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Holy god.
Especially all at once. Does that mean Tessa's gonna have two?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That means Tessa's gonna have two.
Yep.
So all four of
Okay.
you are gonna roll. All right. So here's what we're gonna do.
Shit, let me go
Tessa,
get it ready. I forgot to put it up.
All right, chaos gremlins. Tell me the order of who is rolling, and we will roll in that order.
Oh boy.
So yeah, when we have the thing, no, you guys don't have a choice here.
Heather goes first. Kyle, you touched your nose, so that
Kyle
counts.
did
I'm
touch
gonna,
his nose, so
I'm
Heather
counting
goes
it.
first.
No,
Sure.
I'm asking the donators. I'm asking the chaos gremlins.
Oh,
What is the order of who?
Oh, no.
What is
Okay.
the order? So we're gonna say this is happening as you're falling.
falling through the sky.
Okay.
Yep.
Technically, I figured falling was a scene, so I had to throw one in there.
No, that's fair. I'll allow it. All right, we'll just go in order then. If you guys don't have an order preference, I'm asking. I'm asking the chat. I know
Holy
there's a
shit.
delay. It's it's.
I'm nervous right now, guys.
All right. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's cool.
God, my
cool,
face
cool,
is so
cool, cool.
zoomed in on stream.
No, you're fine. All right, Kyle, you're first. So, all right, Wheel of Causality, turn. Let me know what it is.
Alrighty, we have Flesh Wound.
Flesh
Oh my
wound.
god.
Oh no!
Hey.
Oh no! Oh no! This happened to Merrick.
All right, so flesh wound for Harland. Oliette is next.
Drink me.
Yeah, we left it on there, Jinx.
Drink me.
One last time.
Convenient. That's great. No, you got eat me last time. You're getting drink me now.
Okay, sure. That
Uh-huh.
tracks. That makes sense.
All right, Heather. So Beza.
Okay.
Taking turns.
Taking turns.
I don't remember that one.
Oh no!
Just
All
did
right,
a
let me get
bad
the last-
thing.
You
I
did.
regret the thing
Next
I
one.
did.
Okay, Tessa, Paru.
Hocus pocus.
Oh, great. Perfect. Awesome. Wonderful. Give me a D100, Tessa.
Jesus, criminy. Un momento, por favor.
Mm-hmm. Weirdly works really well. It's okay. You're okay, man.
81.
81. Great. Okay. So. All right. So, Harland. Actually,
Uh-huh.
do you guys want to know right now, or do you want me just to like pepper them in like I
Yes.
did last time? Just pepper them in.
I know
Hold
exactly
on,
what's going to
Rip the
happen.
band-aid off. Rip the band-aid off.
I actually
Okay.
I have a die for this.
Oh,
Well,
God.
Harland. Well, everybody, you have this feeling like Harland, like you guys hit the ground pretty hard. Apparently, like as you hit all the ground, you hear a pump, and Harlan's hand is on the ground. Yeah, now you get it, Chris. Now you get it.
Okay.
And Oliet, you're like, what happened? And oh, give me a D6, Oliet.
So I
Oh,
shuffle.
no, give me. I'm sorry. Last time with Harlan, it was a D12.
So I shuffle tarot cards when I'm nervous, and I just cut
3.
it to tower. Just, you know. Thanks.
3.
3.
Okay, so every scene, Oliet's 3 inches shorter. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Depends on how long this goes.
Uh-huh. And that is every scene, Harlan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're gonna. Do you have
Oh
a
my
chart?
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm keeping track.
Traffic.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot it was every scene.
Oh, my God.
Gnarly.
Can I get? Well, the next thing that happens is Paro. You look outside. You're in Her Majesty of the Word's study, and it's quiet, and there's the fire burning, and all of a sudden you hear tambourines and drums, and you look out in her throne room, out in that like sterile marble room, and you're like, when did we get to Her Majesty of the Folk? Because you see 81 people in costumes with instruments just dancing and partying and parading around the throne room. And Her Majesty of the Word slips in from a crowd, a little flustered. Sorry, what manner of nonsense have you brought into my court? And you all have to stop. I need you all to roll initiative really quick.
Oh, no.
I think I might
Because
remember what this
Heather
one is now.
remembers what this is.
I think I might remember, and I'm not happy.
21.
18.
21 for Paru, 18 for Oliet, 4 for Harland, and
That is such a bad initiative. 13.
13. It's fine for this for purpose of this. As Her Majesty of the Word asks that question of you all, you each think of how you want to respond to that. And you find yourselves tangled up a little bit. Because for the next scene, specifically this scene, where you all have to do all this info dumping, your minds connect, and you can only speak one word at a time. In initiative order. So, Haru, Oliet,
man.
Beza, then Harland.
Haru, Oliet, Beza, Harland. Okay.
Hang on, let me write that down.
I will paste it in the
Thank
chat
you.
for Discord
Thank
so
you.
that you have it as a record. We're
Oh my
so
God.
happy. We're happy.
We had to
We're
do this
thank you.
before. It took
this
me a
is
second.
Such a dense scene. Like this is the worst scene
Yeah.
for this to have happened to. Can I just say how happy I am that I'm not playing anymore?
Uh-huh.
Rude.
Anyway, so
Rude.
Kyle said, "I welcome the challenge."
Oh boy.
You said that now. So, Her Majesty of the Word. What sort of nonsense have you brought into my court exactly? There is I have seen bizarre things here, but this is certainly unusual.
We
Holland,
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
You said we?
Yeah, I said we.
Accidentally.
Caused
Pumpkins.
2.
Enderman.
attack.
Pumpkins.
Were creature?
Please.
Train.
Us.
But
So glad. Okay. You know you could stop at some point and she could respond.
okay.
Did you say Bob?
I did say but.
Please train us. And Her Majesty of the Word looks at all of you as you said, we accidentally caused pumpkins to Enderman attack pumpkins. Where creature, please train us. Something must have gone wrong when you were brought back. I'm going to assume that perhaps the chaos energies that are outside of this book have perhaps leaked through you, or whatever was happening when you were brought here must have been actually quite bad.
So I'm getting around speaking, just nodding emphatically.
Yeah.
All right, you all need training.
Yes.
Okay, that was Paru. Olliette, you're on deck. What is what is it that I should? How is? I feel like every question I ask is going to cause you more trouble than it's worth. How is Verlaine?
Intact.
Mostly.
Suppose that's good.
Babysitting.
Babysitting.
Kittens.
Well, I don't need more elaboration. I just realized. And she walks up to you, Oliette. Tall. She's only about like 7 feet right now. But she looks down at you and she puts her hands on your shoulders and says very calmly, in case anyone hasn't seen her before in the audience, this tall, blonde, elven woman with very long ears, lace gown, almost bridal, with a train behind it. She had to kind of kick it, pull it back as these parade goers were partying, and there's this huge noise in the back. But you hear her crystal clear, almost in your head, like whatever she's mouthing, you hear it. And she says, "You've done very well, my dear. I'm sorry for how long it has taken to bring you back."
I don't know if it's my turn or not, so I'm just
It's
gonna
not-
put a
it's-
hand.
It's Harlan's turn.
Okay, I'll put my hand on top of her hand that's on my shoulder.
Where is it that you would like to start or go? You clearly have. Is that going to dissipate?
Vine.
Fine. Ah, Yes, I can take you to my wife. Sure. Let's go. She didn't say sure. She'd never say sure. That was me. Very well. And she basically herds the four of you into the book stacks. And she almost herds you towards the book stacks. And there's just moment of like, she gonna run us into the book stacks? And everything just kind of goes dark. And you see vines kind of start to break open in your vision as you all step through a portal devised by her, and you are in the vining of Her Majesty of the Vines court. You see the circle of all of the royal thrones, all the different disparate thrones. Heather, were you gonna say something?
I was going to clarify because I'm trying to remember. The taking turns is one scene.
Correct.
Thank God. Is this counting as the same scene?
It's kind of the same thing happening right
Okay.
now.
You can't blame me for trying. I will
That's
accept it,
fair.
but you cannot
Hold
blame me for
on.
trying.
Hold on. I'll be nice. Give me a second. Odds or evens? Heather.
Evens.
Fine. That can be the scene. I'll be nice, but all the other stuff is still happening.
That's fine.
Harland, you walk through and your arm falls off.
God.
The whole
Heather,
shoulder.
what have you done?
And Aliette, you're 3 inches shorter. So now you're at 6 inches. Harland, are you just picking up your limbs? They're not bleeding. It's just they're just like you're like a Ken doll. They just came off.
It is arm fall off boy. Yes, from the comic books. Yes, that is a real superhero. Look it up.
Anyway, so yeah. Her Majesty of the Word is. Harland, I'm very concerned about your state.
Aside from being beside myself, I'm all right.
Thank Lord. We can all talk now.
Excellent.
Oh, thank
yes,
goodness. That was awful.
Oh,
We absolutely do need to get trained, but we also have really, 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 really important news that we need to share with you, and it needs to be incredibly secret. Like, we couldn't risk writing it.
alright. Is this something that we should go back to my study for?
Well,
We're already on this trajectory. I say we do what we have to do, and we will converse before we leave.
yes.
Alright. She looks at you, Aliette. This is not... You don't normally keep secrets like that. Very well. And you see... well, first of all, you hear as the parade goers in the back. And Her Majesty of the Vine just sort of... And you see Her Majesty of the Vine walk over and close the vines. The tall Minotaur woman with the briar horns that go out, and her dress is all moss and leaves and vines.
Sorry about the 76 trombones.
Hey.
So, before we left the throne room, Harland actually wanted to do something.
Okay.
If that's okay for a small retcon.
Before they left the study?
We were sure, right? Did we go into the throne room at all? Like, because you said that when we went into the vines,
you didn't
we saw
go
the thrones.
You didn't go into Her Majesty of the Word's throne room. You appeared in her study.
Right. No,
Which is right
I'm talking
adjacent
about I'm talking about the vines.
You're in the Vine throne room.
Perfect. Great. So, we can tell like which throne is which, correct?
Yes, they are very characteristic of the queen that they belong to.
So Harlan is just going to like take his hand and go and just put it on the seat for Her Majesty of the Trade,
Okay.
and then just like follow after.
Okay. You do anything, or you just touch it?
He's putting his hand on it.
The
The
one that fell
dislocated, the
Yeah.
one that's not attached. He's
Oh
leaving
my god.
a calling
off.
card.
Amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
So Harland, you put so Her Majesty of the Trade's throne is churning water. You put your hand on it, and it immediately sinks in, and it starts just cycling around the wave of the throne.
Oh my god.
Did you do that before you put it in the water?
Wait, her throne is
No.
full of circling water, so her throne is a toilet?
There you go. No, it looks like Riptide.
Okay.
And it,
But I don't like her anymore, so I like the toilet idea better.
That's gonna be a fun surprise when she sits down.
This
Oh
is
my
all,
God.
of course, assuming that
It's a new
that
way of getting a hand job.
This is, of course, assuming that Harlan doesn't need his hand when
Back.
he wants to put it back on. It's fine. It's fine.
Who knows?
Harlan and Villain are in a club together now. It's fine. So, but you're just like, you got your arm over your shoulder. And you come in, and Her Majesty of the Vine walks up to her wife and says, "There's what's happening.
Paru's gonna
Our
launch
champions.
herself.
Oh.
Deck.
Hello." And she gives you a hug. Oh, and Her Majesty of the Word says, "Our champions have returned with some, well, unusual tidings. Some more dire than others, I take it. They are here for training. It's not been that long, has it?" Her wife looks at her like, "Oh, well, it has not been long for you, I suppose. It is good to see you all."
Likewise.
How long has it been here?
Do you think decade? Much of the word nods. Time doesn't pass in the same way here, though.
True.
Not much changes here, you see. Mortals are far more prone to change.
When was the last time all
True.
the queens were together, like in a summit? Within this last decade, or
Yes, not long ago.
okay?
And she just is very carefully watching you.
So, when we got here, we were kind of, facing off against a pumpkin ghost. That came out on the full moon. Giant vines. So I figured that you were the most appropriate. He's talking to Her Majesty of the Vine.
Yeah.
You'd be the most appropriate to speak with, given that it's kind of in your name.
A pumpkin ghost.
That's what it was described as to us. Yes.
The farmer called it a pumpkin king or a pumpkin, and he said it was some sort of curse on his family land or something. I don't know.
It's essentially a were creature, some sort. I'm assuming comes out on the full moon, transforms into a giant pumpkin-like monster that terrorizes and eats everything. I tried to use some of my divination magic and was basically told that if we tried to fight as we were, things were going to be really, really bad.
Hence training.
And the urgency.
That's fair. How was your friend?
Good.
I mean, we just met him. I wouldn't really call him a friend yet, but he did give us shelter in his house.
Her Majesty of the Word just puts a hand on your shoulder.
Careful, that's liable. Nope, there it went.
Oh no!
Her Majesty of the Vine's just like,
We think it might be chaos magic, but we're not 100%.
I mean, I'm pretty much 100% that it's chaos magic at this point. With all
I mean,
of the rifts.
it's the most. There's only like a 1% chance it's not, honestly.
understood.
They are. They're doing well as can be considered. With all things, and yeah. There's a lot we found out.
Is this something that we require a Queen's Moot for?
No.
No, no. For reasons,
And-
no.
We shouldn't speak of it any further.
We need private.
Not here.
All right. We can adjourn you to your training then, I suppose, if there is no time to waste.
Okay.
Beza looks at the rest of the group. Should we each tell them on our own, somewhere private?
I think that.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Actually, maybe not. I don't know. People talk, and if we can't be guaranteed complete privacy.
Perhaps we at least wait till the very end.
Yes.
If a private location makes itself available, we just bring our 4 sovereigns first. Then we'll deal with the rest as it comes.
All right.
I will turn to Harland. I'm 5 feet tall now, by the way. I'm real fucking small. But I'll just
You're
give
like-
a hand a squeeze.
Right here. I'm right here. Okay.
Relatively small.
I'm real small for me. I have a big personality. I need the
There you
height
go,
to
there you
match.
go.
But I'll just give Harlan's hand a squeeze.
he will squeeze back, slightly wincing, and then not wincing. Oh, that side's fine. It looks like for now.
Oh,
Lordy.
his arm didn't fall off. She knocked the one off that was draped on his shoulder. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I get it now. I'm sorry. I was like, it hasn't been a scene yet. Take it easy, Kyle. All right, and so you get
Yep.
adjourned.
Just before we go, if one of our 4 sovereigns could return the item that I left from whence I placed it.
You mean your hand?
Her Majesty of the Vine just rolls up the sleeve of her dress, catches it. She just kind of, and the water just wicks off back into the throne.
Thank you. I couldn't ask her for it. She's not here.
And you all are adjourned. So, over the next several days in the book, possibly weeks, you all level.
Yay!
I don't know if you've all already prepped that. I did prepare you for that being a thing. but you can.
Yes.
And what we'll do is you just give me a sense of at least one thing that you learned during your trip. We'll do our little montage. And we'll see how you all do. So, audience, how are you doing as they do that? You doing good? Yeah. If anybody's ready to
I'm
talk
good.
about something, that's fine too.
I am absolutely good.
Thank you, Tessa.
You're welcome. So one of the things that Paru learns is she will, of course, go and visit Sniffs and company, because that is who she learns best from. And
he's got like twisty, tendrily beard now.
Awesome. She, like, of course, tackle hugs him the second she can. And, like, explains everything she possibly can. But the one thing that she learns how to do is kind of watching the way that these circle of spores function with creatures that have passed on and things like that. Some certain funguses can, like cordyceps and things like that, can actually kind of zombify dead things.
Okay.
And so Paru learns how to animate dead.
Oh shit!
Nice.
As well
Hell
as
yeah.
turning herself into a gaseous form, which looks just like spores floating on the breeze.
Oh, cool. We'll say you can choose to make them glow if you want.
Yep.
All right. Kick ass. So, anybody else? Things that you learned during your level?
I have Beza's.
Okay.
So Beza goes through almost like resistance training.
Okay.
Like
Sure.
they have like sitting under a waterfall, you know, a fighting training montage, and
Of course.
they're doing it in order to train her not only to be tougher, because she's the only, well, she's not the only upfront fighter, but she's the one of them, so she needs to be able to take a hit. Yes, I know. And
I thought that was Oliette's job.
well,
They're
and
just brownies.
Brownies,
Yeah,
brownies.
and also they make her practice her, you know, her fighting style in the waterfall so that she is slowed down by the water to make her faster. Meta, I get an extra attack and a whole lot of hit
Hell
points.
yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome. Absolute kick ass.
I get to hit things 3 times now instead of twice.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. Very cool. Harlan, Aaliyah, either one of you?
I'm still working on mine.
That's fine. Totally okay.
I would say one. Oliette spends the next however long week or however long we are here.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as we get a sense of what's going on here.
I think that Oliette is aware that she needs to expand her toolkit.
Okay.
And so she would spend a lot of time with the Queen of the Word, but would also ask to maybe I think Oliette would ask to spend a couple of days with the Queen of Trade.
Okay. Well, we can talk about how that goes. You got plenty of time now, Kyle. Okay. So at some point, you ask to go seek counsel with Her Majesty of the Trade. And you're granted that if you're interested in some sort of interdisciplinary opportunities. And you end up over at the you end up at the dock city, where her where she's based. It's this sort of noisy, piratey kind of place. You have the water rushing in, the buoys and the docks. You have some seabirds, things like that. There's a lot of kind of not ne'er-do-well might be a good way to put it. And you are. Do you want to talk about like what that initial discussion is like? Like what?
Yeah. So before, out of character, correct me if I'm wrong. What I believe the Queen of Trade knows is that I assume she would know that we had at least run into Villain.
I think you told the queens that you had like.
I mean, because we've been writing in the book. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you told them you had apprehended him.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I'm not going to bring it up if the Queen of the Trade initiates a conversation about Villain. Essentially, I play dumb. I will.
Okay.
Just whenever possible, skirt the issue. But if I can't,
I'm curious what that sounds like.
So
let's say at some point she, like, you show up, and she almost immediately says, I've asked before about where things stood with all of you. I've asked for an audience, but have been told you've been busy. I had not expected your arrival here all yet.
There's a great calamity, the pumpkin, going on that we have to address.
A pumpkin. Understood.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Pumpkin King by chance?
The Pumpkin King. I'm afraid that's a little probably outside of my expertise. I'm sorry.
Had to try.
Yes. I hate to change the subject. It is quite a boon to see you. Have you heard from my champion?
Things are touch and go. It's challenging.
Is there... But there is progress in his... She kind of pauses. Recovery?
One would hope. I'm afraid I really don't know enough about what the future might hold to make that call.
She kind of watches. Do you not speak with him? You were rather close, if I remember.
Well, the funny thing about a friends with benefits situation is that you don't develop the healthiest communication skills sometimes. So there's mixed messages and it's like you avoid eye contact. It's like the weird, like, oh, what are we doing here? And then you don't want to get your friends involved because like you don't want them to feel awkward, but everybody's aware that like that happened. So you know what I mean. Has that ever happened to you? What would you do in that situation?
Awkward romance within my friend.
Mm-hmm. What would you do if that were you? If you were just crazy about somebody that wasn't good for you?
I would like to think I know my own mind to understand what it is that is good or not good for me, as you say.
So cute.
My dear, is this something you need to get off your chest about
No.
them?
No, you're right. I should know my own mind. You're right. I am in control.
You are.
Maybe. Anyway.
Alive, dear.
That's true. That is true. I was hoping you might provide a little more, maybe hands-on. The Queen of the Word, my sovereign, my muse, is incredible, but
dancing.
I think I need to get a little. The thing is, I'm kind of an easy target. I need to get a little more slippery, a little tougher to catch. So I was hoping you might teach me
Alright.
anything that makes me a force to be reckoned with.
A bit more sturdy.
Maybe a little more intuitive or observant, perhaps.
Well, those are two different requests, dear.
Are they? Aren't you inherently better off if you know what's coming? If you can sense your opponent's moves?
You make a fair point.
Anyway.
Best not rely on hindsight. Forethought. Foresight.
Yes, yes.
All right. Oh, perhaps. What sort of Well, am I taking you from your lady?
No, she's
Do
aware that
this.
I've come for a few days to spend time with you.
Hmm.
And I know
Few
that
days.
I know it has to be hard. Not having your champion here. I know that must weigh on you, and I don't want you to ever feel like you're not noticed, that you're alone.
I don't have that fear, dear.
Good.
I have my village. My court is attentive. Better or worse. I do feel his absence. He made quite a number of... Well, we both know them. They don't really make friends that easily, but they did garner quite a bit of respect among my coterie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certain we could figure out something. Collaboration between you and I. Or why don't we talk a bit about your pain points? What is it you're not good at that you want to get better at?
Well, I feel that I am often caught on the back foot. I don't like being surprised.
Who
So,
does?
indeed. I'm wondering if maybe there's some way for me to improve that somehow, to maybe, if nothing else, maybe figure out a way to know if what someone is presenting to me is what is actually the case. Perhaps some way to be sure that I'm seeing what's actually there.
And not only to know your own mind, but to know the minds of others.
I mean, it would be nice.
It's certainly something that I might be able to impart. Negotiation and trade, by its very nature, is competitive. You are often at odds with others, or needing to strike some sort of rapport where there is none. So understanding where people are coming from, or what they're thinking, is important. Yes, I think there is some sort of... I feel like that might be appropriate. Well, come. We'll get started later. First, we drink to welcome you back home.
Oh my god, I love a party.
We'll be throw a hell of a party here. And she calls out for her coterie, and you have a bunch of these sailor dudes, these big buff sailor people kind of hang out, you go on the deck. There's just basically a big feast on the deck of the ship that is Her Majesty of the Trades place. Again, I totally forgot to describe her. Her Majesty of the Trade is a Triton woman, a little curvy, with netting and like sort of sailor affectations. Her hair is this almost watery sort of wave texture, has some pieces of like seaweed and drift debris in it. So what is it that do you actually learn anything from her, or are you just kind of spending time?
I forgot I muted myself. I do learn something from her.
She's a bitch. But other than that,
Rockland ass hoe. No. I
but
do pick something up from her.
Okay.
I am going to probably practice on the sailors. I don't think it's smart out here by myself on the ocean in uncharted international waters to fuck with her. But probably
the
with
law of the sea. There's only two laws out here: the law of the sea and mine.
with some of the sailors or just the background fodder NPCs.
Unnamed NPCs, yeah.
I'm going to learn how to create an environment in which people are forced to tell me the truth.
You learn Zone of Truth. Very nice.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, and she'll talk to you a little bit about the idea of what the truth means. You know, she goes on, she monologues a little bit.
They all do.
Yeah, they all do. And she tries to impress upon you that this is something that, I mean, for the most part, you can get permission. It's way easier if people agree to say you're why am I doing this in my voice? Say you're approaching a negotiation. It's for the best if all parties are entering in with as much information as possible. So this is sometimes a way of leveling the playing field. Now remember, with a thing like this isn't there are spells that could do this, but this specific thing is not compelling anyone to tell the truth. Remember, it merely prevents lie from being spoken.
Mm-hmm.
People are well within their rights to keep their mouth shut.
Sure.
It's not... As I said, there are ways of getting information in a compelling way, but that's not what we're dealing with here. That's a bit high level. Maybe another time I can teach you that. Yeah, so she shows you how to cast Zone of Truth. What is her fucking problem? Anyway, very good. That's very good.
Otherwise, I will just stick to the Queen of the Word for the remainder of the time and just
Sure. No, absolutely.
be near her.
A little security blanket.
A vision and lace.
I know.
Right?
All of our book parents. Beza for sure like ran at Sir Duskendale and gave him a big ol' hug.
Had the oddest sense of sentimentality the other day. I wasn't sure what it was, but I found myself thinking of you, my dear.
I thought it was heartburn.
Apparently it was just feelings.
It's good to see you too, Dad.
You cut me deep, Beza.
No, I didn't. I missed you during practice.
Oh, I have missed our japes.
I forgot how much I
the again, I feel the need to describe him to players or to viewers. The massive Loxodon, the elephant knight, who took Beza under his trunk and taught her the ways of being a hunter, with Her Majesty of the Hunt, the massive
My mom.
giant woman. No relation between the two, though.
No.
That's
Absolutely not.
highly inappropriate, unprofessional.
I know, but you both raised me, so she's like my mom and you like my dad. Do you need water?
No, I'm fine.
I'm creating
I
it
merely-
from my eyes. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I am merely overwhelmed with my pleasure of seeing you again. Anyway. Always worth a Sir Tuscandale trip. All right, Harland, got your thoughts? What Harland works on with either Her Majesty of the Folk or your direct mentor.
What he gets at this level is some hit points and a spell.
Nice.
So I think for the spell, it probably would be. I want to go with Her Majesty of the Folk.
Okay. You spend some time with Gura, but not a lot. That's fine. Gura does think that you need to spread wings, metaphorical wings, of course.
I don't have those, but I'm sure they would fall off as well.
Oh, God.
You are at a point where you're basically just, you have like,
Torso boy.
No. I don't like it.
there is, okay, I will say this, that by the end of the trip, you are Gura is like C-3P, he's Chewbacca carrying you in like a net like C-3PO. Your limbs are all in there. They're just...
It's gonna be a time.
It's gonna be a weird fight, let me tell you. No, I'm just kidding. So,
If he has to cast somatic components, do his hands just move on their own like
you know what
it?
he does? He just like whips his hair and his hair dramatically. We'll say that's his somatic components.
Can you finger tut with your hair? I don't know.
He makes different faces and sticks his tongue out.
Amazing. So, what is it that you learn from Her Majesty of the Folk, the Yuan tea with a barmaid attitude and the accent to boot?
So, there's been some recent developments that, well, I think that you might want to be aware of.
All right.
Yeah. Oliet and I are going steady now.
Oh, you know, I'm starving. She like kind of bops you on the chest. I knew you could do it.
Oh my God! Don't tell the harlots and the harlequins.
Oh my God, Oliet's gonna have like a target on her fucking back.
There's a contingency plan for this. I was hoping, especially with me not knowing when I'm going to be whole again.
Oh, don't sell yourself short.
Well, I mean,
Wait, is that Oliet's job? Is that short? Never mind. Go ahead.
she was looking a little small last time I saw her. But anyway, no, so there have been recent developments, and I was hoping, especially with
and
that
she looks like you're about to tell her the juiciest fucking thing.
that
She just kind of leans forward.
especially with the use of my arms, I was hoping that well, I'm rather concerned. I was hoping that you might be able to teach me how to breathe underwater.
That was not what I thought you were going to ask me for.
Yeah, there was a
I mean,
a
they
whole
can
thing.
be. She goes, well, they can be related. Anyway,
Well,
did you tell her the bathtub story?
no,
She
I don't.
wanted
No,
everything.
I
She'd be
don't. I
like,
don't think that he would be
Bitch,
that.
tell me everything.
Mm-mm. No, I'm not gonna get
Oh,
into the particulars, but
Ever the gentleman.
yeah.
She looks very
I
disappointed,
would.
but she's willing to let it lie.
Yeah. I just. I want to make sure that the next time something happens, that I am prepared, that I can intercede
Next time, he says.
and survive.
Next time.
All right then. I think we can manage. I think I can manage to show you that. That's pretty simple, actually.
I think the worst thing in the world would be to have someone that you care about drown.
Oh,
Kyle!
And
Oh,
she looks
God.
at you and, dude, and she puts her hand up on the side of your face. I'll show you what I know. Promise. And she kind of pats. And she shows you how to cast. This is just breathe underwater.
Water breathing. Yeah.
Water breathing.
Well, that destroyed me.
Kyle murders all of us. And Kyle
We think
murders
you're out there making sexy jokes.
all of
Nope, you're just coming for our hearts.
Ha ha!
oh,
Fucking.
oh.
I was sad now. God.
Kyle, that
Yeah.
was just that was just masterful assholery.
Yes, it was.
What that was.
Yes, it was.
That was just
Hurts so good.
let me dangle the saucy joke in front of you and then punch you in the heart. Like, that is
The
what happened there.
ultimate
We were
bait and switch.
You had all of us hook, line, and sinker. Like we were just
Mhm.
sorry, too soon.
Oh. Ugh.
So with the intent, or at least you all, I mean, Harlan's not the only one. You all kind of are. It's very strange spending time in here now, especially without Villain. You've reconnected with him on several levels, and you know he wouldn't have wanted to come here. Not now. Not right now. Not with Her Majesty of the Trade still here. But yeah, your thoughts occasionally go back to him because you're here for a while, and there's just this thought of like time being at a bit of a standstill for them almost, and that's just such an odd thing to think about. And yeah, there's just this feeling, this slight feeling of urgency as you're learning. It doesn't take you as long as it did last time. This is not a take a breather and relax. This is not a coming home in that way. This is a, well, Tessa can't use this one because it's Disney, but it's a very let's get down to business kind of thing. And so you each set about your training. You don't see much of each other. You're like, all right. When we learn a little bit, and we go. We go kick some ass if we can. So, when do you talk to them? Do you wait till the instant before they send you back? Do you wait for, like, you feel like you've started to cap?
I feel like I would have asked the Queen of the Word at some point in the course of this week. Probably later in the week.
Like you come back from Her Majesty of Trade.
And just express to her that we need a place where no ears could reach us, where no one could hear us or see us. It's of critical importance that we are as alone as is possible. for this conversation.
And she says, just you and I.
We probably should wait for the others. I don't by any means think that my insights are the only ones that are helpful.
Very well. We storytellers must trust each other.
I hope you trust me.
I do.
Okay, that's gonna make this next part a lot easier. But we'll reach out to everyone and see where we can gather.
Check on their progress. See if they feel like they've gotten stronger. I'm gonna say this probably takes about 2 weeks total, this whole thing. Near the end, you do get a sense that people are prepared, not just to kind of go back, learning tricks. I would say, Paru, you spend a lot of time when you have free time figuring out how to deal with errant plants.
Yes, I
Things
now
like
know how
that.
to speak to plants, in fact, and communicate with them. So hopefully that will help.
And so yeah, you all start gathering. There will be because of the importance of this, of the sort of the urgency, there is not a Queen's moot. Partly because Oliet insists to Her Majesty the Word that there not be one. Under some guise of, we don't have time. No offense, we don't have time for the formalities.
We'd love you, we don't have time yet.
Question. Does anybody try reaching out through the book? Or ask about it?
Through the Queen's book? Through the Queen of the Words book?
Through your book. Back in the material world.
I don't think it occurred to me since we're in it.
Paru
And I
tries.
thought the only way to communicate was through the Queen of the Words book.
Well,
Through that book.
right, but your book is in the material world.
So
I'm
you're
asking
asking
if anyone thought to reach out to Verlaine
Got it.
through the book.
Paru does.
Thought about it.
because She's
Did not
thinking-
act on it.
Paru's thinking very heavily of Elaine while she's gone, so she tries it.
You would try to, you would see if you could reach out.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk to Her Majesty the Word. The way that this works is very hard to describe. Timing is not, as I said, time doesn't travel in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wish, I could attempt to reach out. If that is what you wish. Oliet, you can be here when they're having this conversation if you want.
If I know that Paru's trying to do this, I might pull Paru aside.
Sure.
And I would disclose to you that I might have, in a roundabout way, kind of lied to the Queen of the Trade. She's not aware, or I have massaged the truth in such a way that I hope that she does not believe that we are in consistent contact with Verlaine. I'm trying to leave it as gray as possible, so if we're worried about the communication between the two books, that would just be something to be mindful of.
Oliet,
She
in
certainly
general...
doesn't know that... Yeah.
Go ahead and finish, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, she certainly doesn't know that Verlaine has the book.
Sure. Can I just get a general deception check?
Yeah.
To kind of coincide with your entire encounter.
Why not?
Let you stay the trade.
We have 15 rerolls.
Oh,
Mhm,
that's.
do.
I'm gonna use one
mhm.
because that was a
Okay.
nat one.
Okay.
That's a nat 20. Oh my god.
Perfect.
Yay!
Oh my god. I'm gonna take a picture right now.
Alright. Hell yeah. That's very good because she rolled very well. So I'm glad
God.
you. I'm glad
Take a
that
picture.
happened. Really, all the 1 to a 20 really just encapsulates how stressful it is to talk to her.
Yep.
And how you're completely on pins and needles when you're trying to keep your cool, you're trying to wear this like poker face, you're trying not to let anything get to you and slip, because there is so much that you could lob at her, things that you haven't really gotten to talk to him about, but you've seen, or at least you've felt. And she's congenial. She's playful. I mean, all that you sort of knew of her was that she was, she's kind of like Her Majesty of the Folk. She had this kind of laissez-faire attitude and was, she was swashbuckling and sneaky and that kind of thing. The level of fear and trauma that Verlaine feels towards her, it's like he's thinking about a different person. She puts on, well, as long as Verlaine's memories are to be believed, it seems like she puts on a tremendous show. While never quite lying, you notice, and there's a part of you that's like, I've spoken with her multiple times now, and she's never lied to me by word, but she is just, you sit on a throne of lies. And Harlan's hand was in it. Okay, so you dissuade Paru.
I don't tell
you
her. I don't
dissuaded?
tell her. I don't want to say don't reach out, but I'm letting you know that if we're worried about this communication line being monitored or observed, I have tried to plant a seed of I'm trying to bury Verlaine from her awareness for the time being until we can get a handle on things. So just keep that in mind.
So you want to plant seeds in a garden that you never get to see.
Fuck off, Tessa.
Love you.
I mean, this isn't my fault. This is the generous
I
donations
mean,
of
it
our
was
viewers'
gonna be.
fault.
I mean, that worked out way too well. The other one I was gonna try and work into the book was comma sexting. It's a thing. Get into it. But this also is that works better.
Yeah, that's better.
So
So does Paru try, or does Paru more cautious?
Pyro just, I think, doesn't write any names or anything. She just sketches a heart. The idea, we're thinking of you. That way it's not necessarily...
I just want to put it out there. So, just, that's very soft and sweet, and I appreciate the sentiment. I just want to put it out there that, like, if only a few minutes have passed
I know.
since Paru said that
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, no, I
6
was...
seconds later. Oh my god, I miss you. What are you doing?
We love her. We love Paru so much. We
Alright.
love her so much. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
I
I'm
love
kidding.
it.
Oh,
No, I'm
You're
kidding. I'm
good.
kidding.
You're
I'm kidding. No, she still does
So-
because she knows that Verlaine
Yeah.
knows that it's not 6 seconds for us. He doesn't know how long it is
Yes.
for us. They don't know how long it is for us. So, regardless, the idea that we're like, we didn't just go, ha, we're home, fuck off, bye. Even if it's, even if it's not something
we're
they
still
discover.
here. We know you're there, and we are here.
Yeah.
Like, we know
Yeah.
you're there. We're not abandoning you.
Yeah, that was kind of her intention. It's even if it's not something that they see until we get back, The idea of potentially being that no matter, how long it is for us, we're not giving up. So that is what I intended.
There, just in terms of like kind of thinking back on those moments, I mean, Oliette, you and Par both probably noticed this, that he was very, there was a little bit of a fear when you all were gonna leave. Oliette, your statements to him, I mean, he took them. He definitely like absorbed what you were saying, that like we need to protect the kids if something happens. It's not outside the realm of possibility. But yeah, he did have a little bit of there was a little bit of fear in him that you weren't going to come back, or that something was going to happen. So you send that little non-verbal message through the book. Eventually you all collect. You all gather, preparing to be sent back. And Her Majesty of the Word heeds what you ask for, Oliette. And before you go, she has her book open, and she turns to a page that is empty. And she looks at you all and says, "We ought to converse privately."
All our queens are there, right? Just our 4 queens?
No, Her Majesty of the Word is the only one there. She gathered that you wanted to speak with her privately. Am I wrong? Do you want the other queens there?
That looks sus.
Super sus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't think
fair.
about
It's
that.
probably better just to start with
Your Majesty
Word.
of Trade. I'm sorry, we didn't have your number.
Yeah.
We invite you.
That's not a good plan. Just the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should really fire your bosun.
So, Her Majesty of the Trade reaches for her book, opens it to an empty page, and she says, "If we ought to speak privately."
Oh, the Majesty of the Word does, not the Trade. You said
Word.
trade, and I
Sorry.
freaked out. I was like,
Word. Her Majesty of the Word.
I screwed up by writing a heart. Oh God.
You're fine. You're fine. Her Majesty of the Word grabs the page and rips it out of the book.
Oh, it hurts.
And everything goes quiet. And you blink once, and you are in a void. It's white. There's nothing. She's standing there in front of you. We have some time, I suppose.
Whoa. You just ripped a book.
Well, desperate times. You wish to speak, and we have spent a fortnight now not speaking. Oliette, what has happened?
I'm. Oliette is rarely at a loss for words, but is kind of looking at the rest of you, just. I don't even know where to start, kind of a look.
We found out something really disturbing and extremely problematic.
Please get to the content of your statement.
The queens have been betrayed by one of their own.
The Queen of the Trade is in collusion with the Lord of Tales and is working alongside him to bring about the destruction of all of this and possibly everything that's out there as well.
It takes a long moment. You watch. Her face is hard to read. It's just kind of stony. You are sure of this? You have proof of this?
She poisoned her own champion.
Physical proof. I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth on myself and anyone that's standing in my immediate vicinity. And I would tell you what I'm doing so that you can make your own decision.
I will willingly fail.
Same.
I don't think Harlan knows how to resist that.
Just let it wash over you.
Well, that feels nice and truthful. Her Majesty, the word, I mean, doesn't do anything to her.
Yeah.
Mommy
Sure.
powerful. Plus, she's a fae, so
It's
I mean, you
not
get
necessarily
you-
on her. It was more
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Sure, she notes what you're doing. And she.
I'll repeat the statement.
And you know, there's a lot of stuff that might look circumstantial, like you know, there's that cave that was on the beach that we saw, and you know, the fact that she's the one that lit him on fire. I can't do that. She's the one that lit him on fire.
She says, Oliet, I do not doubt that you believe this. What we have gone through to have this kingdom, to take it back from his control, we sacrifice much. There are people who no longer exist. I have no power to bring them back. They are gone for all eternity. Their names wiped from existence.
We wouldn't.
I only know of them because of their lack, not because I remember anything about them.
Beza, do you still have the cookie jar?
I didn't want to bring. No, she gave her. I left my
That's right.
backpack
That's
with
right.
Nicket. I didn't want to bring the dagger back into the book.
Makes sense.
I both wish to believe you and wish to not. I am sorry for my torn mind on the matter.
We didn't want to believe it either, but there's too much that happened.
I accidentally triggered the memory.
What do you mean?
I was sitting next to Verlaine out by the ocean. And do you remember when we were here? And I told the queen of the trade that even flowers that seem to have died in the winter merely sleep until spring.
That was a private conversation
Oh, I thought that was
between you two.
Okay.
But yes, I do remember. You get the vibe that she...
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows what you said, even though it was a private conversation between the two of you.
Verlaine quoted those words
Quinn,
back
the word
at me
being nervy.
and said that the King of Tales, the Lord of Tales, had told them to him as something that his one beloved, his true love, had said to him once upon a time. I thought he was quoting my words back at me. And then he started drowning on dry land, trying to remember. I brought him back from the brink 3 separate times, as each time he tried to go deeper into the memory of what was done to him.
That was probably my fault. But we had to know.
I have never watched somebody fight for their life and drown against an ocean that I cannot see. Until they coughed it out of their lungs. And they willingly did it again and again to try and aid us.
He can't talk about it. When he talks about it, it triggers it. That's what did it the first time. We've been trying to make sure he doesn't even think about it at all as much as possible, because we barely got him back the third time.
What you speak of? A loss of control over one's mind, being unable to speak, a cursed silence on a matter. I have heard of such magic. It is not. Did not think it was done lightly. What is it that you said on dry land?
We were sitting on a beach, and he started choking on salt water, seawater that was coming out of him.
Like a whole lot of it. It was a lot.
I couldn't see. It was foggy and I couldn't. I failed. I did not get the information that I was seeking, but
You got some. You didn't get everything you wanted, but you got some.
The fact that he's not even able to access that information is information in itself.
And he's terrified of her.
They're absolutely petrified and horrified to the point of a near catatonic state of whatever she did to him. After speaking with Elaine and learning more about their training and seeing the cave, I fully believe that the Queen of the Trade was the one who gave Elaine that dagger that let out the Lord of Tales into it. I don't believe she told him what it was, but I believe that she manipulated him into being her puppet.
I mean, that makes a certain amount of sense. If he didn't really fully understand what he was doing, then that'd make me a little foggy in the head.
We
He
know
just listens. Go ahead.
we know that the Queen has the ability to go into other books. One of the things the Queen of the Trade asked of me when she gave me Button was to take that book into a new library. Gives her new access to new books. If she's looking for the repository of knowledge, that archive, and she's hoping that I'm going to bring that book there to wherever the true story is, I will not do it.
She's quiet for a long time. She's clearly ruminating on everything you've said. This is the Queen of the Word who... You watch her, and it is less Her Majesty of the Word of Story and more Her Majesty of the Word of Law. She's judging what you're saying. There are things to investigate on this matter. I will do so myself.
Sorry I didn't tell you sooner.
You did not know how.
We didn't know if she'd find out if we wrote it in the book.
I cannot be sure either if this is true. This seems to be... This was all I could think of.
We were worried too because right when we came back, you all were having little bits of his magic. Or, well, the first time we got here, you guys were having little bits of his magic show up. And even then, we couldn't figure out how
Is there
my
any...
queen, how my mom's bow got affected. But she wouldn't have suspected one of the other queens coming to visit.
Is she a powerful caster? Like, is she... How potent is she?
We are all monarchs of our domain. We are all powerful in our way. She, I have seen, she can be formidable. And she does not, well, she surrounds herself with almost as many as your liege, Garland. They always struck me as more of an army than a court.
They're pretty rough and tumble.
I mean, you get the folks all riled up with some drink in them, and they're pretty potent themselves. Some torches and pitchforks, and they'd be mighty powerful to reckon with.
Just if
She's clearly struggling. This part?
I just, as much as I want all of this to be merely speculation, I don't think that it is. And that moment sitting there, just watching them, like, all of the joy within them just lying broken on the beach. I don't ever want to see it again.
Question. Which one of y'all tasked us with finding the archive?
We all know that that is where we came from, and that is where he came from. It was not a... It was a unilateral decision. We all
Yeah,
agreed.
but just because y'all decided doesn't mean that there wasn't a particular spark of inspiration from somewhere. It was
There needn't be one. We are all of the same mind on this, at least we assumed. No one... She did not suggest it, if that is what you're implying.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
But everyone give me a persuasion check. Just like a joint persuasion.
1. because I rolled a 2.
Reroll it.
You can re-roll.
I
You
will.
got the re-roll.
I will re-roll it. I will re-roll it.
Since you all decided not to deal with combat tonight. It's fine.
Our plan was to go back to it eventually. 13.
17.
Okay. 17.
19.
22. Sorry, 20. Sorry, I misread that.
So, you all say your piece, and she listens attentively. I must see to something to be sure.
Can we help?
I'm afraid not. You have pressing matters. You should not delay any longer. It is very easy to be swept up in the slow march of time here. Well, I suppose it's more of a pirouette than a march.
We still have the dagger. We're keeping it away from Verlaine, and I've been keeping it as secure as possible.
Thank you. Thank you, Beza.
We don't know what to do with it until we figure out something at the archive, maybe. Although we're also kind of worried about taking it into the archive.
The what do you intend for it? Do you think you can restore it, or do you just merely wish to destroy it?
The dagger?
Yes, the dagger.
If what's left of him is in the dagger, I want to obliterate it into the tiniest pieces possible and then burn them in lava.
Thorough.
I don't want him coming back again.
When we thought we had dispatched him, he was slain. And then he was set adrift. And then he was burned. That is what I need to look into. The Majesty of Beauty was the last of us. But I need to be sure if she was in fact the last to deal with him. This is something I will do without intending to garner attention. I will do what I can to avoid such things. I understand that this is not easy, and I am sorry. If I had known that this... I never wished for any of you to come to harm by our own hand. I knew we were asking you to do something dangerous, but I knew that you could stand together and deal with it. You were meant to trust us. And if that trust has been broken and shattered, then I am sorry for not seeing it. It is his way. Should go. She takes a breath and crumples the paper in her hand, and it like disintegrates into just smoke. And you're back in her throne room.
So yeah, you got any advice on how to smash a giant pumpkin?
Well, I mean, the farmer gave it sunlight,
Totally.
gave it rain. I guess it's not happy unless we open some veins.
I heard that. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Thoroughly. You all have spent the last 2 weeks getting stronger. It may not be easy. If all of you stand together.
I have to believe the Baba
That's
Yaga
the
pointed us there
plan.
for a reason.
You are our champions. We believe in you.
What if it's not enough? What happens then? If we fail?
You will not. My understanding is not limited to the book. I know you, all of you. If it's not enough, you'll survive to fight again. Maybe not this creature. But you will not fail. Failure is failure is not your end. It is not an end.
Uncle Charlie did tell me one time that it's not a matter of how hard you fall, it's how high you bounce once you hit.
Well, Charlie made a rubber?
Dad,
When
it's
you've
a
got that much
Tuscan
moonshine,
Dale.
yeah.
Sorry.
When he was training me, he always said, and I think it's kind of what you're singing, that even if you don't win, even if you fail, you only really fail if you stop trying, and if you stop learning, and if you stop fighting.
I appreciate the sentiment.
Ever onward.
Unless you die.
Thank you, Holland.
But if you die fighting, you still didn't fail. You didn't win, but you don't fail.
You all hear Verlaine in your head, but you still died.
I literally was like, that's
That's
enough.
okay. If you die, I have a fix for that now.
You do?
There you go.
Yeah, if you die, just animate you and you keep fighting.
Oh my god. Okay.
Don't sign me up for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I
That's a
mean-
whole DNR on me. Nope.
You
Oh,
basically
retirement plan, thank you.
that would basically just make me what they built me to be in the first place.
I
I
have
am glad-
healing spells for a reason, guys.
I am glad you are all in better spirits. I believe it is time for you to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go smash some pumpkins.
I gotta pull myself together first.
So mad at you right now.
Go protect your friends. My wives send their love.
We send it back.
Yep. We got this.
Juliet, you hear in your head, though Her Majesty of the Word is not speaking. Though the little bookish girl feared that she was not enough to surmount this obstacle, this fear. Storyteller, the bookkeeper, was up for the task. Was strong enough. Even if she doubted it. She was not alone. And she walks up to you, Oliette, and she gives you a hug and a kiss on the forehead. You have all already done such wondrous things. Be safe.
You too.
And you see your vision start to fill with fog. And you feel that opposite of falling, that feeling of being pulled. And as you feel this sudden, like, oh, you're on solid ground again. You hear a crash into the building, and Villain is covering Toshi's head as there's just debris falling on the roof. You all show up again.
Well, this isn't going to be a picnic, I can tell, and I certainly don't speak plant very well.
And we will find out how this plays out next week. Starting right off with combat. Chapter 29.
Okay.
Smashing Pumpkin.
Y'all, my vision went blurry. I thought my eyes was falling out of my head.
Yeah, you're all one person again. You're all one piece. And Oliette, you're back to your normal height. Not that that really matters. Alright.
Ready to put this thing to seed?
Ugh.
Uh,
Done. We're done. You can stop.
Never!
Was that even
Never,
a musical
never.
thing?
No, that was
a
just me being a dork. The last one, though, was
Okay.
a Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat reference.
Sure. All right. Yeah. You guys are awesome. That was really good. You know, that was not the direction of the direction of the session. Tessa can attest, I was fully prepared for combat tonight.
I have the
but
battle
the
map
best-
open and ready to... You want to see it? Do you want me to show
Actually,
it?
Yeah, let's show y'all what you have in store
Here
next
you
week.
go. Next week. You're on stream. Good God, that's terrifying, Angela.
I am concerned.
Anyway,
Okay then.
we'll deal with that
Yep.
next week.
Still
Everybody,
concerned.
Or next time.
have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We are here at Shenanigoons, the Book of Fables, every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And you can follow us here on Twitch or on Twitter at We Are Nerdsmith. And you can find out when we go live. Monday night, I don't have to make this map for Discover RPG because it's already done. But we will, I'll put this up though, before Tuesday. I'll put
Yeah.
this map up, this battle map that I made. And it's the pumpkin farm, the Mammon Pumpkin Farm. Looks
It's real good.
So, everyone, thank you so much to everybody who watched tonight. We had 2 raids tonight. No, we had 3 raids tonight. Thank you to Dire Bear GM and Raven and Faeforge Academy for your raids and for everybody who stayed. Thank you so much for the follows. J-Topic, thank you for the follow. And
Absolutely.
on Monday, Otter This World followed us.
Aw, Art of this
Thank
Word
you.
is amazing. That is a great name. And thank you guys for the chaos. As much
Hell
as sometimes
yes,
we
thank
make
you.
jokes about too much chaos, it is never too much chaos. That is part of the fun.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you
can
for
handle
the
it.
We
thank
love
you for
it.
the tips. Alora, Mouse, Autumn, thank you for the and Lane, Mouse, and Alora, aka the Chaos Gremlins, for your nonsense. Oh my god.
We love the nonsense. We love the nonsense.
And as always, take care of yourselves, make good choices. Go hug your pets for me, I guess.
Mhm.
If you haven't gotten your vaccinations yet, go do that, or be patient and wait for your next appointments, whatever you need. And we will see you next week. Please do me a favor, though, please, and be good to each other. To be continued, chapter 29. Bye,
Night, everybody.
Mwah.